Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Actual Play Broadcast. Today, we are playing Trinity Continuum Assassins.
Indeed.
Uh, as always, I am Brandon. Today, I will be playing Philip Crenshaw.
I am Zelyria, playing Evelyn Rain.
I am Ali. I will be going by the character's call sign of Scram.
I am Damiani, and I will be playing the Hound.
And I am Zemian, who's going to be story guiding this adventure, reprising my role as the beginning and the end.
The Alpha and the Omega.
Yes. The Alpha and the Omega.
The top and the bottom.
Who is the segue?
The Alpha, the Beta, and the Omega.
So,
What about this? What about
this
the
is going to be our... We had our Curseborn actual play. That is probably coming out before this.
Oh,
if not, sometime soon, hopefully.
Yeah, it's first episode should have released today.
Oh shit! Hell yeah! Okay, so yeah, definitely coming out before this.
Yeah, this thing is really fast.
Yeah, this is gonna be like probably a couple weeks after that releasing, if not longer. Anyways,
if not longer.
Okay, understandable. So while we have dabbled into Curseborn, Trinity Continuum is a little bit different because, well, but the name's different. Obviously, it's different, Zach. Well, yes, but also Storypath Ultra is what Curseborn is built off of, and Trinity Continuum predates Storypath Ultra. It's still technically Storypath, but things were different. There were a bunch of small things that kind of add up to it being a technically separate system, but there is a degree of compatibility in a way. You could pick up one game and very easily pick up the other and just learn what those differences are. But that said, this is our first foray into Trinity Continuum. It will be by far not the last, because this is going to be our prequel story to an aforementioned Aberrant game that is coming. And there may or may not be hints, potential secrets, connections that tie these stories together. That said, as per usual, this is going to be including a decent amount of violence, as the name Assassins would suggest. Perhaps graphic depictions of said violence. But that's most of what there's going to be for trigger warnings. It's just graphic depictions of violence. With potential, maybe, body horror in regards to that, but not a ton. Go ahead.
No, I was just say, you have an expectation for how long this will go.
Yeah, this is about 2 or 3 sessions, methinks. It's at minimum 2. It kind of depends on some choices you make. Potentially going into a 3rd session. Because if you do, well, I'm not going to say ifs. Just, I'm estimating 2 to 3 sessions. I don't think a 4th is necessarily impossible. I just don't find it likely. Because I have a pretty condensed, straightforward adventure in mind here. So,
Sure, you're great.
Okay. Hopefully, no one's in-game characters has a dog.
Well, that brings us to our plot hook for today.
What the dog doing?
Yeah. If you're, as a quick rundown for Trinity Continuum Assassins, it is essentially, if you've ever wanted to play anything in the vein of John Wick or Assassin's Creed, anything in that vein.
You can do Wanted stuff in this too.
I'm surprised there's not more Assassin's Creed references.
This is your game. This is about being people who operate in secret societies, doing Not necessarily dirty work. You can be a good person as an assassin, but you could also be a really sketchy, bad person. So,
The work may not be dirty, but it is always wet.
It's something we work in the shadows to protect the light or some shit.
yeah, something crazy.
I'm sure
So,
you can get anime with
There
this.
is at least one Naruto reference in the book, though.
we are, yeah, there
Believe
is
it.
one. It's really good. So, we are, if you care about Trinity Continuum canon, we are playing in our own little corner of the continuum, our own little timeline where things are certain ways. There may or may not be, and this will be repeated at the beginning of every Trinity Continuum game that we have in some shape or form, but there may or may not be named NPCs that appear. Their characterization may be somewhat different compared to what you're expecting. These are features of the continuum. What is fact at my table does not necessarily need to be fact at your own. So, that said, if I see, or Brandon sees, comments on any of our feeds about me like, you did this NPC wrong, or actually, this is what happened, stop. It's a continuum, honey. Relax. Our continuum's just a little different.
Just
And
a
I
little bit.
have my own plans for my own meta plot going across the continuum. So just buckle in, enjoy the ride. Additionally, we will be taking advantage of a third-party supplement for some weapons for this short little romp. The supplement is When Words Fail by Sean Creef on the Storypath Nexus. I do recommend checking it out. My only complaint is the formatting on the PDF. Well, it has improved a bit. It's overall good PDF. Absolutely check it out. If you were like, I don't want to make the guns myself. I just want a big list. That's all it is. It's several pages of just guns and melee weapons.
Pew pew.
It's all about harming people. It's when words fail. You get it? Negotiations are broken down. It's time for violence. So I was feeling lazy, didn't want to do the write-ups. I had it. I was like, yeah, okay, here we go. These work. There's nothing here I feel strongly against. So these work for me. Definitely check it out. That said, I don't think I have anything else to cover. We've talked about how short this is going to be. This is the Trinity Continuum. This is our continuum. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think we're good. And we did the trigger warnings. Fantastic. Okay. Cool. So let's jump in. And I think I'm going to strategically go down the list, as is the modus operandi. But I'm going to do it in reverse.
Oh, no.
To be kind to Brandon for once. So, Damiani, you're playing who again? Remind us.
Agent name The Hound. Cover name Nathaniel Baskerville.
Fantastic. What does Nathaniel do in his day-to-day?
Well, by day, he works as a park ranger, national park ranger. Something that allows him a degree of freedom, flexibility, and prudent explanation for why he has a firearm and the like.
Indeed. All right. So why don't you do us a favor? Describe for us, what does Nathaniel Baskerville's day look like? What is he doing before he gets a very important message on his phone?
I imagine on this particular day, he is doing a survey of the land, ensuring that nothing is out of place, somebody hasn't littered somewhere off a trail, there isn't a dead hiker in the woods, and that the wildlife is being separated from the common man.
Very good. So you're
Patrols.
you're patrolling, and eventually your phone does chime. Pull it out, and on the preview there is a unknown number, just a string of digits unrecognizable to you, just with a simple code phrase. Looks like it's gonna rain soon.
Ah. That is a patrol over.
Yes.
It is time to head back to civilization.
So we'll jump over to Screm.
Hey.
What is Screm's totally real, legitimate name, and what does he do?
Graham's current cover identity would be Jonathan Fisher. Jonathan Fisher is I guess, well, how's one way to put it? A social media influencer. He's a gun tuber. He does a lot of different kind of more outdoorsy, kind of in the wilderness of hiking, hunting, different environments for considerations, including the use of such firearms in those environments.
Very good. So you're editing together a video for your perhaps most recent review, we'll say. Or maybe some footage of you just unloading on some dummies out in the, desert.
Yep,
And
sounds about right.
you're working at that when, of course, the phone chimes, and similarly, looks like it's going to rain.
Look over at the backlog. See, we've got about 6 different videos set to go. Click on a button. Make sure that at least 2 of them are going to be set for the next upload, auto uploads. All right, time to grab the raincoat.
Yes. So, we jump up to Evelyn.
Yeah.
Who are you pretending to be with, well, a lot of your days?
Yeah. Pretending to be I've forgotten to come up with the cover name. Lauren Stevens, I'll say.
Sure.
I work at a tabletop game store.
Pretty low key, low demand. You can
Yeah.
come and go as needed.
Yeah, it's retail, so it should be relatively easy to take the day off if needed.
Yeah. It's convenient for you because typically these messages come in the morning, like 9, 10 o'clock. Your shift generally doesn't happen until 11, 12 sometimes, and then runs later into the night. So, you're more than likely either woken up or are in the middle of getting ready for the day when your phone chimes with that same message. Looks like it's going to rain.
I see. Flip through the phone over to my boss's contact information to send him a message and fabricate a story about a family emergency that I have just found out about. Might be gone for a short while.
Naturally, a concerned and supportive message from the very friendly store owner. And, the usual, let me know if you need anything.
Thanks. Should be all right for now. But you know how it goes.
We'll jump to our final agent. What is... Shit, what was your character's name again, Brandon?
Philip Crenshaw.
Philip. Who is Philip pretending to be, and what does he do?
Philip is pretending to be James Okerlund. James Okerlund is a realtor.
Convenient profession to play at, where work is as you do it, and entirely commission.
Damn Skippy.
Easy to come and go. So when your phone does chime, it's easy for your schedule to be clear and free, and it does. And poor you was wondering whether or not you should see about rustling up another individual to sell a home to. But now it seems like you've got work this week. Real work.
Important work.
Yes, because you get the same message as everybody else. Looks like it's going to rain soon. And so you all gather up your basic kits. Your work tools, we shall call them. And you make your way in. This specific code is for a meeting location in a very interesting place. It always causes to wonder, how deep does your organization go? Because it is not terribly far from DC. But it's a undisclosed location in Virginia. A very quiet town, it would seem, on the outside. You get to an unassuming community center of sorts. But the real meeting location is not inside the community center, but the sub-basements beneath. Hidden away and secure. Special fingerprinting, badge swiping, identity confirmations required to get in. Naturally, all these things are set up for you, have been for a long time, and kept up to date pretty regularly. So you all eventually make your way inside wherever you were in the country. Flights organized, drives made. And you come to meet in the meeting room as per usual. When a task comes in, you go to wherever the meeting location is, and there is always a meeting room prepared. And inside, it's a nice table, comfortable chairs, and beverages, refreshments. You've likely arrived in the middle of the night. So there is a mix of late night snack / breakfast type foods, donuts, of course, water, soda if it so chooses, as well as like finger sandwiches and similar things. There's pretty much a spread of, if you can reasonably imagine it outside of, like a fucking feast. There are things to consume at your leisure.
It's like an hors d'oeuvre kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's easy finger food that you can fill up on if you are in need.
Chicken nuggets.
So for the moment, you all trickle in one by one. And for the time being, it is just the four of you in the room. For the sake of simplicity, you all know that and have worked with each other before for the project. Because, dear listeners, you should know these are not regular assassins. These are people who are part of, let's say, a greater conspiracy. But you all have worked together before. You have at least a passing professional familiarity. You do occasionally work with other agents, sometimes alone. But you know each other. Granted, it has been very likely about 6 to 8 months since you've been activated in such a way.
I don't remember being in this big of a group before. This must be new.
Must be big.
Must be important.
Fair. Ugh.
Well, if we are going to be the strong, silent types, I will carry us forward. And Brandon will die. I take it he was
Yeah,
trying to say something and it just wasn't working.
I blame.
In
this
fairness, Nathaniel is eating his chicken nuggets.
Cheeky
Gone down.
nuggies.
Listen, we could die tomorrow. I want chicken
that's
nuggets
fair.
today.
Well, get okay. Here we go. Oh,
Alright.
he crashed. Fuck.
Oh,
Well, this will be a fun part of editing the recording.
Get him with the battlefield defibs. Get him back.
Zappy,
Neat.
zappy.
Well, we'll find out if Brandon will cut this out when the recording comes out.
yeah.
We can say something to make sure he cuts it out.
No, because the risk is that he doesn't realize,
That's
Yeah.
true. That would suck.
and I don't want to get this channel canceled.
Yeah, no, let's not do that.
Yeah. We are way too new for that to happen.
So yeah, so I guess you guys come here often, or
Okay, all right. I gotta ask you,
And
Oh, you
Where'd you
said
get
it's
your
been like
nuggets?
6 months?
where'd I get my nuggets?
yeah, where'd you get your nuggets?
He'll point towards one end of the hors d'oeuvres right over there. I mean, it's a basic catering thing.
No, it's not. The
It is
heck?
when
they're
you're
actually
us.
like they're not like
Ugh.
shitty frozen nuggets. They're like some actually like 5-star chef type nuggets.
Yeah, like closer
Oh.
to karage or something. Like actually like fried nuggets of chicken.
Yeah, it's like a light fry, and there is a variety of like dips.
Hmm.
God, this jet lag is something. I didn't even see that when I walked in.
Hmm. You know, I don't know when I'll get another opportunity to have fancy chicken nuggets, so I'll give those a try.
They're very good.
Sure.
And water, of
Yes,
course.
the breading from the light fry is quite light, not overly greasy. Seems like they probably air fried these potentially,
Oh.
and the meat is juicy. It's
Mhm.
quite delectable. The variety of dips, from hot mustards to honey mustards to just standard ketchup to more classical chicken dips and other such things.
The last time I tried the barbecue, and it was pretty good. Whenever we
It
end
was
up having to
pretty
eat here, I prefer more savory. Seems like a good time to spoil myself.
I
Understandable.
mean, there are worse things you could do.
Yeah.
You could kill someone.
Like ketchup on mac and cheese, like a terrorist.
Why?
Okay, but I do know someone who does barbecue sauce on mac and cheese, and it astonishes me to this day.
You know,
Actually,
that's allowable.
doesn't sound as that doesn't
That's
sound as bad.
allowable. Yeah.
See, like, I can't. It's just too conflicting.
I've been and I have ate at a place that had a really good, like, it was a barbecue, like pulled pork type place, and
So-
they had a dish where it was like barbecue drenched pulled pork on top of a bed of mac and cheese, and
that
like
I
really
get.
good.
Yeah, no, that I get. Like, if you add meat,
Yeah.
totally go ham with the barbecue sauce at that point, because the meat binds it together. But like,
Oh, they just put
sauce?
barbecue on mac and cheese.
Yeah, just barbecue
That's
sauce.
weird. That's a little weird. Like, it doesn't
Well,
taste awful, but that is a little weird.
Well, Katya is a weird person.
True. True. All right. Understandable. Just want you to understand you've made those life choices for yourself, and so you must deal with those consequences. Anyways. So you all are happily munching down. Eventually, a pair of individuals enters the room. A man and a woman. Both dark brunette hair. They're both about the same height. The man slightly taller than the woman by an inch, maybe two. Strikingly similar facial features. Sunglasses. Matching suits. You don't know their names. They have always been Advisor 1 and Advisor 2. The woman being Advisor 1.
Wins, Basil.
So it would seem. They have a uncanny way of carrying on a conversation with just the two of them without missing a beat. One can say one sentence and the other can perfectly pick off where the other left off.
Interesting.
They come in, the woman takes a remote from the end of the table, starts clicking buttons. Lights dim. Projector hanging from the ceiling lights up. And the screen at the end of the room is a light from the projector. We have probably your most important job working with us ahead of you now. She clicks the button.
Lean forward a bit onto
And-
the table, resting on my elbows.
Okay. The screen goes from a blank white to, of course, a screen of classified information, your eyes only, etc., etc. We have a lead that could lead us to our white whale. We have been, well, you all have been tasked on a variety of jobs of dealing with certain individuals that are dangerous to public health and safety. And you have carried out these jobs with extreme capability and professionalism. And it cuts over to what looks to be just some kind of inventory list, perhaps. Just a list of random things, materials, steel, variety of chemicals. Just a weird mishmash of things where it's like, what is this? Our analysts have been hard at work for years, tracking and gathering information to put people in the right places. and then those people also gathering information and passing it along. That years of work has produced this list along with locations. She flips to another screen, and there is a map of North America where it looks like they have mapped out where these items have been sourced from and places they have gone. And they have isolated down to this one location where everything seems to go. Looks to be somewhere in Ohio, perhaps. These supplies are being funneled to, we believe, what could be our missing link that will change things. Our
Alright.
one high priority target above all else. We think we may have the man that can make that final connection, or at least give us the details on where we can find our white whale.
What is it that makes this white whale so important exactly? Assuming we're allowed to ask that.
The man nods. It's an understandable question. There is events that are coming. We have reason to believe that this individual is, while they have not acted directly in danger to the public as of yet, we have reason to believe they are planning to unleash a weapon. The scale of this weapon, we are not sure, but the materials, the time, everything that has gone into all of this, whatever it is, cannot be good. And we have reason to believe that this white whale is behind it.
So another mad scientist with a dirty bomb.
Yes.
And that's what all this inventory is going into?
Our analysts are pretty confident.
What sort of opposition should we be expecting?
We've been tracing this operation for a long time. We have embedded agents, people who have gotten relatively close. This operation consists of highly dedicated individuals. Honestly, you should be expecting cult-like behavior. They start flashing through like a slideshow of different faces of different individuals. These are people who have been indoctrinated into whatever this group is. They don't have a formal name. They have no clear manifesto. But what is certain is they believe that they are following in their Messiah's footsteps, that the next step is coming. The next era of humanity, whatever that means. They themselves do not seem to be wholly aware of what exactly that means, but their rank and file are extremely dedicated.
Sounds like classic cult behavior. They haven't come up with anything new in a long time.
The woman picks up, and that is why we are going to need you all to take advantage of one of our leads, track down this missing link. By whatever means necessary, extract where he is making these deliveries. We think he is the only one that makes these deliveries, because they're all piping into this one place.
So our current target will hopefully lead us to this white whale.
Correct. We've had run-ins with their people before. They can be unpredictable. You need to be ready for anything. They are, as some individuals you've encountered before, possess unique talents. It's very likely, anyways. They may be equally skilled as you are in that way. Perhaps in other ways. We don't know. We don't have enough information in that way. We just know that there's currently a delivery happening. Some final parts. Innocuous things. Just metals. So the map zooms in on that area in Ohio, and it looks like literally middle bumfuck nowhere. And snaps into some very like street level photographs. And it looks like a church. A few cars parked outside. Very innocuous. Just small town. Not outstanding in any way. Single floor. Like, it looks like it could have maybe been a house at one point in time that was converted type small building. We have reason to believe this is where the meetings have been happening. We find it highly likely this is where the handoff will be. As an embedded agent has reported regular passing of unusual individuals that do not regularly attend the services here. While there is a steady stable of people that are here. They don't seem to mind the strangers that come and go. Our analysts say it's highly likely that this is perhaps a front. If this church holds no significance in their beliefs whatsoever.
Would make sense if they're being as secretive as they would have to be to make it this hard.
The man nods, yes. The analysts have done what they can to use digital technology, networks, to try to find their communications, but it seems everything is done word of mouth. So, it has taken more time than we would have liked. That said, you have free reign in how you wish to engage with this. If you want to go loud, we will do everything on our end to keep law enforcement out of the way. Up to a certain threshold, there's only so much our power reaches. But we can cover things up, make things discreet. If you want to go quiet, that is also up to you. Whatever means and methods you deem necessary, you have free reign on this. We need this information so we can get this guy.
So the analysts don't think that he personally operates out of here. Supplies get delivered to there, and maybe he picks them up later or something.
We believe our missing link collects supplies from the delivery drivers and then makes the delivery himself. A singular, trusted individual, very likely. Or at least someone who is extremely loyal.
Is this someone we're capturing?
As I said, this is up to you and how you engage. All that matters is you get the information on where he is taking the supplies. As long as we have that, we can move forward. Beyond that, you have free reign.
Understood.
Got it.
Understood.
Any further questions?
Do we have a timeline?
We have reason to believe that there could be a weapon involved. While we do not have an explicit timeline, the analysts believe time is short. You should consider time a factor.
Did we,
Oh,
upon learning the location, immediately report it?
Yes, report any information you deem worth reporting as soon as possible. Of course,
usual channels.
maintain operational security, utilize the usual channels. We don't need things being accessible or risking more vulnerable lines of communication unless absolutely necessary.
So what is it that's made this white whale so difficult to track anyway? Is it just the word of mouth information, or is there something else? It sounds like this has been going on for a long time.
There's somebody who knows how to stay out of sight. They are, shall we say, somewhat familiar with our organization's modus operandi.
You see,
There's also been a degree of space afforded them because for a time we did not think they were an imminent threat, but analysts suggest otherwise, especially once this data became available to us. This individual is dangerous with the knowledge they possess. So this is, as I said when we began, one of your most important jobs you'll ever take.
Mm-hmm.
If
can definitely see
we
why.
fail here, humanity could suffer for it. I hope you can appreciate the severity of that.
Yes.
of course.
The other twin nods. Very well. If there are no further questions, we will leave it to you. The armory on site is open to you. Do your best not to empty it, but you have free reign. Whatever you need, whatever you think will make this happen, go ahead.
Understood.
And the two of them will walk out the door.
Oh, I did have one more
And-
question.
Oh, okay.
Unless they already said it.
Go
Did
ahead.
they say when the delivery was supposed to be?
It's essentially in the files that are on display on the projector, which you still have access to. You can flip through it
okay.
at your leisure. I'm not going heavy into details because don't need to. But you
Yeah.
essentially have locations, typical meeting times for when things happen at this church, so on and so forth. You also have like current dates, next supposed meeting, all that fun stuff is accessible to you.
All right.
Like currently it is we're gonna say early February 2018. The next meeting at the church will be this weekend. A normal Sunday service as far as anything is concerned.
All right. You said it's early February, so we have a few days, but not like a ton.
Yeah.
If the next meeting is
You
this weekend.
you have enough time if you wanted to drive there. You easily have enough time to drive there. Make whatever preparations you want to make. If you just want to scope the building out ahead of time, you have absolutely time for that because it's not terribly far away, even with driving there.
Yeah.
You have let's make it easy. Let's say you have 4 days. before
Alright.
this next church service
Cool.
and this supposed delivery, because that is apparently how they line up their delivery times.
Okay, makes sense. It's on the same day that there's somebody there to receive it already.
Yeah.
All right, I don't think we should go loud for this one. The way these groups work, a lot of the people, especially the newer ones, are just victims right now.
Didn't want to go loud anyway. I don't believe it's in our best interest if we were to go loud and potentially spook the white whale.
Good. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, if we go loud, they go to ground.
Yeah. Although, this church is in the middle of nowhere, though. We do need to find a way to creep up on it without being seen.
Well, it's in the boonies, so it's going to be a little difficult without a decent cover.
Yeah. Let's see if this file has anything on where the delivery for this week might be coming from.
The file suggests that it's like a lot of like basic metals and stuff. It looks like it's coming out of a steelworks from like New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
All right.
and like looking over this list, you're seeing a lot of just innocuous looking stuff. You're not seeing stuff that immediately registers as bomb to you. But you're also not necessarily well read on what constitutes bomb construction and such. And you're also aware in this profession that there are, shall we say, gifted individuals along the lines of mad scientists who are sometimes capable of making things out of innocuous things.
Yeah.
No, naturally.
Is the word like capital T talent used in setting? I actually don't know.
Not exactly.
Oh, okay.
There is, and you all would be aware, there is a general awareness that there are individuals of unique ability. That seems to be outside the norm, uncannily, sometimes lucky, or capable in different ways. And you know yourselves to, in some way, shape, or form, are categorized in this. You are, in a way, talented. So the idea of calling somebody a talent is kind of there. But as a capital T, you are a talent? Not exactly.
All right.
Well, it's all just a bunch of like shipments that are supposed to remain anonymous. Could there be a certain pattern to all the different shipments? Would an enigma rule help me with this?
Oh, it sure
Piece things,
could.
piecing things together. So
Yeah, let's see.
what?
Yeah, enigmas and a mental of your choosing.
Enigmas and a mental of my choosing. He says.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go with enigmas. I will choose cunning because that makes sense to my character. I don't think I have anything that gives me bonuses to that.
Yeah, unless it's coming from any edges or masteries you have, probably not.
Yeah, everything on that. I get a single success.
Fantastic. You look it over. There's not a lot of rhyme or reason. You do notice there was kind of somewhat of a pattern in that there was a lot of initial raw material and metal in the initial recordings. And then there was a period of time where there was a mix of chemicals and other, shall we say, unusual materials that don't make a lot of sense to you.
Okay.
Some things that are reactive, some things that, in the right circumstances, could potentially be explosive indeed. But
Okay.
you're not seeing things like fuses, wiring, or anything like that. And then more metals. But the metals that you're seeing that are more recent definitely strike you as some kind of
Peculiar.
shielding, maybe?
Oh.
Exterior pieces, perhaps. Things that are fairly dense could work well as a perhaps type of plating.
Probably coming in the form of sheet metal then. I assume.
Perhaps.
So my character does have edges of demolition training. None of that seems to be wholly clicking in his head. Does that seem to be sounds
Yeah.
about right so far?
You're seeing how analysts could read this as potentially a bomb, especially in a mad scientist vein.
Mm-hmm.
You can understand we're going to assume the worst out of this, in that this is some kind of unknown weapon. But
Okay.
as far as mundane demolitions are concerned, while this probably could, it's not a threat to humanity. Like, this doesn't look like the shopping list for a hydrogen bomb or anything like that.
There's no depleted uranium in there for you.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's a strange shopping list for a threat to humanity type weapon.
Well, based on what I can see on their shipping manifest and the frequency of it, there's definitely some indication that they're building a weapon, as they want to put it, but definitely not a bomb. Or if it is a bomb, it's definitely not any form of traditional bomb. Or even other kinds of explosives I could even think of. Especially not with this recent shipment. This looks like more as like a shielding or something. And not even shielding for radiation. As you would kind of expect it to be, if it's going to be like a dirty bomb.
Yeah. What other kinds of weapons could we be looking at if that would work on a large scale that aren't a bomb?
Yeah. Maybe they're building a vehicle.
I suppose I could see that.
I mean, I'm not a mechanic or someone who actually does any of that kind of nature, but it doesn't like this looks like shielding, or at least something you would probably use to want to have shielding for something else, but it's not fully like a heat conductor or insulator, and it's not definitely not anything fully radiation preventing.
Maybe it's just an outside piece to hold it together.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Could be an
Seems
exterior
likely.
shell of the piece.
Well, I suppose we won't have to worry about it if we stop it from happening.
Yes.
True.
Does make you explicitly aware if it is in fact external pieces. The time-sensitive part rings a bit truer.
Yeah. You kind of have to start on the inside and work toward the outside for the most part when you're assembling something.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're already on the exterior pieces, they're not too far off from getting it all cobbled together.
Yeah. So this one might sound a little crazy, but I feel like it should be pitched nonetheless to get the juices flowing. Is there any chance of stowing away on the shipment itself? We know where it's coming from. We might be able to intercept it.
Well, that depends on where they're actually keeping the shipment in the meantime before Johnny Cochran comes around and picks it up.
Sorry, until who comes around to pick it up?
Just placeholder name for the carrier, Johnny Cochran.
Oh,
Your missing link, perhaps.
Possibly. No, I thought you said something else. Yeah, my concern right now is approaching this church building itself. Was it actually, when we saw the images of it, was it in like woods or was it more of an empty space?
It vaguely rural. Like at a sizable parking lot. There were some trees and stuff in the background. You think you could probably see a house in the distance in the background or some other building anyways. It's not exactly entirely isolated from any other signs of civilization, but it's definitely
Yeah.
not on like a packed street by any means.
Yeah. But I mean, like terrain-wise, is it like out in the middle of a field, or is there stuff to like hide behind as we get close?
A very lightly wooded area. Like
Okay, so it's not nothing.
maybe a tree every 20 or 30 feet.
Uh,
A little bit of bushes and grass here and there. Like it's if you want to just stealth up to the building, you might have to Metal Gear it and use a
Yeah.
box.
Hey, at least it's not Florida. Not gonna get ticks and stuff.
They
might.
still
assume that.
exist
No.
in Ohio.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Ticks
It's also
are actually
February though. And it's
Oh,
not
yeah, that was a
tick
lot.
season yet.
Yeah. All right. Maybe plain sight is where we want to hide. I'll flip through the images and see if there are any aerial shots of just how many people are like parked in this parking lot. Like, how crowded does this get? Are there enough?
There's not much in the way of aerial shots. There are what looks to be discrete shots from perhaps a phone or what have you.
Oh, okay.
Of
There was the
some
one
of these
satellite one. I thought that
services.
was... Yeah.
No, there wasn't a satellite one.
Wasn't
Oh.
okay. Maybe I was imagining a different lane. Just forgot what you said.
There's essentially, it looks like maybe 24 cars perhaps for some of these services. A decent number of people. There's a couple photos of inside. There's a gentleman that is speaking at the head of the service. Decent number of people. Some are families, some are individuals, some are couples.
Yeah.
Just photos. It looks entirely innocuous, normal, mundane.
Is there any common iconography or symbols that they have displayed?
There is actually a notable lack of iconography. Like, sure, the steeple is still a cross and all of that, but inside, the windows are regular windows. They're not stained glass with any religious images. There are not like murals or statues or anything of Jesus or any of that. It is rather plain for a church.
All
Or
right.
we
well,
assume that's a refitted like home at one point into a church.
Very well could have been.
So might actually have more than just the one big room and a couple small others in that case. Because I know a lot of them are just kind of, if it's a small church from what I've seen,
Yeah, the
don't have a
building's
whole lot
not.
going on inside.
Yeah, the building's not very big. If
Yeah.
anything, from what you can tell, it looks like there's maybe 2 or 3 back rooms, and it's hard to tell, but there might be a basement. Maybe.
Yeah. All right. With a couple dozen cars, I don't think they would notice one more in the parking lot. And I mean, if they're a group that's grown, I assume they're expecting new people sometimes, right?
Eventually. Is there... We don't have any actual like GPS coordinates for this location, do we?
You do.
I mean,
Wonderful.
if we have satellite imagery of it, we have a GPS coordinate.
Yeah.
You don't
There was a
exactly
imagery.
satellite imagery,
But someone's like
Yeah,
been
exactly.
there.
We
So,
got Google Street View.
essentially. Yes.
Cool. I want to run some checks on that area then. Historical
Okay.
checks.
What do you want to check?
The history of the area where the building would be located based on its GPS coordinates.
Sure.
Like,
Let's see. History of the area.
I'm going to guess that's probably a culture.
You know what? Yeah, we'll say a culture. And a mental of your choice.
I do not have any cultures. Does that give me a penalty?
Nope.
No.
Your penalty is you have no dice in that skill.
Okay. And I don't think I have anything that gives me enhancements on that kind of check anyways.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna roll 4 dice. And ooh, I
Two
get 2
successes.
dice of
Very good.
successes.
Yeah, you do some review, perhaps some thinking, maybe a quick glance online. The area is pretty mundane. There's not much standout in its history. Nothing more than any other small town would have, really. Pretty under the radar, quiet place.
Definitely
A
small town.
community that is definitely, other people are nice, but we don't exactly live up each other's asses, mind each other's business. Quiet
Probably
town.
like give or take a couple thousand people at most.
Yeah, the general area is a population around like 30,000 people. It's not a large area by any means.
Definitely populated, but it's definitely not anywhere suburbanized.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would it take to look up? Because what I'm wanting to look up is the names of the people that have owned this property and see when it
Oh,
last changed hands.
interesting.
That
Interesting.
would be in the public record.
Yeah. Let's say people who have owned. I'm gonna say, unfortunately, none of the things you have dots in.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that's more of a question of technology for knowing where to go to look that stuff up online. So technology and mental of your choice.
Okay. Let's say resolve because I'm going to sit there and spend a lot of time looking into it.
Sure.
so were there any opinions on trying to blend in with the people there?
I agree with it.
We might learn a thing or two about exactly what they're trying to do anyway.
It'd be helpful if I actually filled that out, Brandon.
Yep.
Two. I'll take 2 successes.
On 3 dice. God damn. Target number 8, by the way.
Yep.
So you go digging. Seems like the place is been for a couple generations now owned by a family named Garen. Current ownership is to a Nathaniel Garen. seems to be an individual of early 30s.
I guess that hasn't changed in a while.
Does look like ownership formally transferred over to him about 6 or 7 years ago. Previously was owned by his father, Daniel Guerin.
The owner was handed over, said 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we at least have a name to sit there and look into.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Or at least a name that we can ask around town about when we get there, blending in.
Yeah.
I'm a realtor in my day job. Are there any houses that are for sale? Or
Sure.
that don't have a realtor that has laid claim to them?
Yeah, I'll say there's one in the county that hasn't been picked up yet. Like, it's generally speaking, realtors are not necessarily, well, it depends on how things are set up, but they're not always explicitly tied to one home. Some realtors will advertise themselves in front of homes that are for sale, but it kind of depends on how the house is listed and where it's listed, how
Yeah.
open-ended that is. We'll say there is one that is kind of very openly listed, that you could take advantage of.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking to do, is take advantage of that.
Okay.
Give us a cover to help with the blending in part.
Easily done.
Possibly a place to stay, depending on how we
Mhm.
play those cards.
Easily. As a realtor, he'd be able to get access to the lockbox and get you all
Yeah.
inside.
Yep.
That's a little harder to keep track of than actually renting a hotel room.
Mm.
So I'm gonna flip through these files again and see so the deliveries arrive on service days. Are they then picked up again on the same day by the one we're looking for?
That's your best guess.
Oh, okay.
It could
So
be
there's no
afterwards. It could be another day. You're not sure, but you do know these deliveries are made on this day.
Okay. How big of a shipment is this one that's coming? Because if it's really large, then it might be easy to keep a lookout for like a big truck or something like
It's
that.
enough to fit in the bed of a pretty standard truck.
Yeah, okay. So it's not going to require like a majorly sized shipping
No.
truck that would be really obvious.
It's going to be an innocuous, a guy driving a pickup.
Yeah. For both the drop off and the pickup, probably.
Very likely.
Okay. So once we're there, we'll have to keep an eye out for that happening.
Mhm.
All right, so we have a way to be in town and a reason to be there, at least to tell people. I don't know exactly how discerning they're going to be about new people joining their cause. How many questions they'll ask. It sounds like they keep information pretty close to the chest, though. If they only spread by word of mouth, they might want to know who told us to go there.
Don't necessarily need to go inside the church. We just need to be there for the drop off. track where it goes, track who sent it, find out what information we can get.
That's true.
If we're already in town for the purposes of, moving in or whatnot, then
Yeah.
we have a reason to be in the area. It's a
Is
small
that
town, so folks are gossip abound. So we could probably also learn playing just by talking to the folks.
yeah? How close is that house you found to the church?
It's about 15 minutes away.
Decent distance, but nothing too big for a small town,
Oh, okay.
especially out in the boonies where everything's a bit more spread out.
Alright, so no scoping the place out from the window, but within walking distance if we need to.
Oh, that's a 15-minute drive.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not a pleasant walk, but it's not impossible.
All right, let me further clarify. The average speed limit around there is going to be 45 miles an hour.
Oh, I thought it'd be less.
No, it's 45.
No, this isn't neighborhood. These are back roads.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like every time I've ended up going through a small town on the highway, it drops to like 30. It's really annoying.
That's normally if you're actually going through town. When you're
Yeah,
outside of
that's true.
town and it's 90% back roads, typical speed limit's going to be around 45, depending on how winding it is.
Okay.
The speed limit is there a cop nearby?
Yeah.
Yes, and it's what
True.
the sign
always-
says. Is there not? Then the speed limit is whatever keeps you from going off the road.
I mean that's what it always is.
It's more a suggestion in some places.
Yeah, that's true.
You're more likely to get stopped because of a deer than you are a actual cop.
Very real. Very real.
Don't blame us if you run into things, listeners.
Look, if you know, you know. If you don't,
Yeah.
well, now you do.
But also watch out for the deer. They're menaces on the road.
Yes. So, what's
I'm
the
gonna go look
plan?
at the equipment.
Cool. You make your way
Yeah.
to the next sub basement.
Yeah.
the
Are we able to take
armory.
all these files with us?
You can. There is
Okay.
an accessible flash drive that you can pull.
Let's do that then.
The armory is a wet dream of guns, effectively. There is general body armor and such, Kevlar vests, as well as a large amount of firepower that you know you could get in significant trouble if you get caught with. You know all of this shit is unmarked. It's not registered anywhere. Like, this is ghost shit. But you're not new. This isn't your first rodeo. You understand. If you get caught and there are no agents available to help cover you and get you out, you're on your own.
Mhm.
You're not a government agency. You're outside the law. And if you get caught up in the system, there's only so much they can do for you.
Yeah.
So there is a degree of balance here. How much do you need versus how much are you willing to risk getting caught with?
Well, ultimately, just in case, I am a sniper and I taking a broken down rifle shouldn't be too big of a risk.
There
As long as
are
the
options
pieces are
here.
kept separate. Yeah.
There's a sniper rifle. There is also an anti-material rifle if you want to get spicy. That said, the anti-material rifle takes time to set up.
Yeah. Well, if I'm using a rifle like that, then I'm in a perch anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not something you just move and shoot with, unless you hate your shoulder for some reason
Mm-hmm.
and want to destroy it.
Also, those things weigh like 70 pounds.
Yeah, seems a little unwieldy.
But yeah.
What do they have as far as bladed weapons?
There are some options. Let me just do some scrolling here real quick. There's I have a stat block for broadsword, but obviously that can be reflavored. So there's a sword option. It's got a brutal 1 tag, quality 2, effective range close. It's got enhancement 2 and +1 bonus damage.
Nice. I'll take that one then.
Very well.
How do range
Uh,
work again?
There is short. Well, there's close, which is 0 to 2 meters. Then there is short, which is, a band of space outside of that. So you need to be close to melee. Short is comfortable pistol range and such. And then it gets farther and farther out from there.
Hold on. There's fireworks going on outside my apartment.
hmm.
Can you post the text for the broadsword so I can get it on the sheet?
Mm-hmm.
I'll pose the question to the group. What would you all prefer I'm packing? Just a usual sniper rifle, or do you want me to have a anti-vehicle should a chase of some sort need to happen? My best use will likely be long-range reconnaissance, covering you all.
It's a good question, actually. We'll only really need to stop a vehicle if everything goes sideways. In theory, at least.
Hence, I posed the question.
Yeah.
To further answer your question, Ollie, in the handouts,
Oh, okay. There we go.
there is the range reference table that I've posted.
Range reference table. Thank you.
Actually, I can do this.
Nice.
Yeah.
I forgot I have that as a button.
Cool.
Sounds like I'll just pack a your standard like 7.62 sniper.
Yeah, I think that. I don't think there's a reason to take unnecessary risk for this part of the job.
Oh, there is also a katana example weapon, if that's more your speed, in the weapon examples table I have here.
Let's see. How does this compare?
The katana is quality 2, and it has deadly.
Looks
and
like it's deadly
two-handed.
instead of brutal.
Yep.
Is the other one also two-handed? It's not.
The
Let me actually.
broadsword is not two-handed.
Oh, okay. I think I'm okay with it being two-handed. Let me just look up the tags. Wait, I'm looking at the Assassin's Sword. Let's see. Particularly good at dealing serious injury. Healing an injury is more difficult, and we need better first aid. Brutal. Reduces successes necessary for the critical stunt by 1. I think I actually like the brutal tag more, although.
Does have more enhancement.
Oh, I thought they were both the same.
Katana
Enhancement
is
is for
3,
finesse.
the broadsword has 1.
Oh, okay, and that's just enhancement on your
The
attack with it,
roll.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Is that how like weapon damage is basically handled? Like a weapon that would do more damage gives more enhancement?
Not explicitly. It's part of enhancement is like, could it be that it
It's
does
like
more
accuracy.
damage as a reasoning? Yes. It could also be how more accurate is the weapon. For example, the
Yeah.
default assault rifle has enhancement 2 because, well, you can hold down the trigger, and it also, the example comes with like a tactical sight and stuff like that. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
it's more likely to hit somebody. It's a combination of factors.
Yeah. Actually, let's see. I can get the brutal tag sometimes with an edge I have. I just don't remember how often. It's while I'm outnumbered. Oh, but I can apply a different tag if I want. Also, I think the extra enhancement sounds pretty good. So I think I'll go with the katana in that case. It's probably also a little bit smaller. I mean, I don't know if it's small enough compared to it that it would actually change how hard it is to hide, but
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's not exactly concealable unless you have a trench coat, but
then the
yeah.
trench coat itself is kind of obvious in that case.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's really cold outside, which it might be, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Crap, I closed that. Am I able to open that myself?
Yes, you go to handouts.
Here we go. Okay, while I'm getting this filled in though, what else is there that we need to figure out for the job? Everybody.
Well, do they have access to drones in this armory?
They do have a few drones. They're all equipped for spying. They don't exactly have like suicide drones, as an example, equipped with explosives, but if you so choose, you could probably rig one to do that.
Nope. We're looking for more for the surveillance.
Yeah, they have some options that are some fast, small little buggers.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll say they have some small ones that are. I'm not sure what size scale to apply to them off the top of my head, but we'll probably say that they have up to a speed scale 3 for how fast they can move, which is pretty fucking fast.
Right.
That's I think that's about equivalent to a sports car, effectively going max speed.
Faster if I'm driving. I literally have a thing that says I increase the speed scale of anything I'm using by 1, whether it's my feet or a car.
Oh, nice.
Philip is just after a couple pistols and some protection.
Yeah, and there was the standard kit we got, right, that had pistol, assault rifle, knife, and some other things.
Yes, you all by default have access to an assault rifle, a pistol, and a knife that is in the weapon examples table. And then you
Yeah.
also have a piece of default body armor that is soft armor 1, hard armor 1. That is effectively a basic
nice.
Kevlar vest.
Okay. Is that the one you were talking about out of or after session 0 or during it that's like a bit more concealable than regular armor?
Yes. It is a uniquely, interestingly slim fitting, not very obvious. You can fit it under like a button up shirt comfortably.
Nice.
It's some advanced shit.
Advanced shit, TM.
We're gonna say the drones are size scale -1. They are small. They're 20 and 50 centimeters in size, somewhere in that range.
Cool.
Yeah, so speed scale, they are comparable to a cheetah going max speed. So you can get up to 100 miles an hour on those bad boys, effectively.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Well, gonna grab some of that. Gonna grab myself a thermal monocular, a night vis monocular. Grab myself some headgear pieces to mount both of those things. Grab myself various pieces of ammo for the different weapons I'm going to be carrying. Or if we are going loud, I'm going to be carrying a shotgun. For
Okay.
everything else, I'm going to be carrying a pistol and then a
I've
collapsible
got
baton.
a shotgun for you here. So here's the question: what kind of shotgun do you want? Looking for an assault shotgun, double barrel shotgun, pump action, sawed off?
Gonna be a pump. I'm actually going
Okay.
to send you a link to an IRL shotgun.
Sure.
I was grabbing that link. Do you post that?
Here is the stat block I'm putting in the assassin's chat.
Perfectly fine. How long is this one? This
Okay, I'm not sure what this damage bonus stuff is about.
yes, this is the one I want. Cool. I will put this in the assassin's
Oh,
chat for reference.
for these weapons, anything that says damage bonus, that is extra enhancement only for use on inflict injury stunts.
Oh, okay.
That's all it can be spent on. So you have the
Okay.
general amount of enhancement, and then there's the enhancement specifically for inflict damage. You can combine it with your normal enhancement to get a larger combined value to do that if necessary, but so you know.
Yeah.
All right. I already have gripes with this stat block.
Well, that is what we're using.
I have gripes with this stat block already.
Okay.
That's fine.
Can I get the stat block for sniper?
Sure.
Oh, hey, the pistol is already silent in its tags. Perfect.
Yep. I just wanted to use a pistol. I was just like, oh, that's okay, easy enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll end up taking a pistol too for concealability.
Yeah. That's already in the example weapons.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I sit here and cry because this is not exactly why I was
That's-
picking up the shotgun.
Is an
Mhm.
abstraction.
Yes, this is what we've got. I have not had the time to sit there and make my own weapon list and shit. So this is what
No,
we got.
it's perfectly fine because the only reason why I'm grabbing the shotgun isn't because I'm going to be using it for the thread. It's because I want to be using it for a hard-hitting slug. So I already have gripes with this.
Yeah. Your best bet. Oh no, that is. Well, all these are
Yeah, I
short
think so.
range.
Also, another gripe I
Yeah,
have with a lot of game designs.
So
That's saved
Anyways.
for the review.
yep. Well, this isn't even going to be part of the Assassin's review because this
True.
is a third-party document. So
Yep.
Exactly.
okay.
That's fine. It's whatever. This is for in case we go loud.
It is.
So
It
it's
is
not
notes for when I build my own list. That's all.
Yep.
So,
like,
anybody else want anything else?
Well-
I'll take a stun gun.
Sure. I think
I believe
I've
that's
got
also
stats
in the
for
book.
that. Yeah, I believe there is one in the core.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There's something.
Alright,
There's something in the core already, but
Yeah, go ahead and pull from that because I don't think I actually have one in here.
Is there anything for a collapsible baton? Because if not, I'll just take a knife.
I believe.
Short spread.
Let's see. I have a general club stat block in this document. There might be one in the core book for a baton.
I can pick the club and then just flavor it as a collapsible
Okay.
baton.
Let's see, page 12.
Okay, thank you.
10, 11, 12. Ah, very simple. Huh. Simple cudgels to more elaborate batons. Yeah, it's an all-in-one kind of blunt object block.
Cool.
This is my bonking stick. I will make an important reminder for Trinity Continuum. When you put somebody in the taken out state, where you filled out their health boxes and stuff, you can choose whether or not you kill them.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind as well. There's not as much of a worry of, is this lethal or non-lethal? Like, even if you're shooting somebody, you can say, I'm going to shoot a non-lethal spot. Now, we can obviously say, hey, you did shoot this person. They are bleeding. They're not immediately dead, but there's a threshold of, okay, they do need medical attention, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, the
but
two-inch rate is
you can
actually-
always make that choice to not kill somebody when they would go into taken out.
Yeah. I think I'll follow Scrim's example with like vision equipment, such. That
Okay.
sounds like it could actually be really useful.
Yeah,
As
we
for
won't
night
worry
vision-
too much about stats for that stuff. You can build stats for that stuff.
We're just not.
Don't really feel it's super necessary
Yeah.
for what
Yeah, I
we're doing
think
here.
it's pretty self-explanatory for what it does.
Yeah. Any additional equipment anybody wants, or are we good to move on?
I'm good to move on. I don't know
Just
anyone else.
checking. Grabbing the sniper rifle. I obviously want to pack a scope with it. Do I need to note that down separate? Because I don't see it in the
that's
tags.
already covered in the fact that it's like long range.
Okay.
I'll just
I wasn't
grab
sure
some
because I didn't
else.
see it in the tags, and rifles had stuff like the tac sights and whatnot.
Yeah, those are for just like the scope is kind of like built into the stats for the sniper rifle because it's assumed okay, you're going to use a long range weapon. The stats are kind of built in for that.
Yep, just wanted to make sure.
Because it's kind of hard to shoot a rifle at long range without a scope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have throwing knives? I assume they would use the regular knife stats, but
They do.
something that I can carry with like a
There
bracelet.
are stats for shuriken effectively.
Oh,
where
shit,
are
it was
they?
separate.
I just
I
saw
assumed it
them,
would just
and
be
there
like-
are throwing knives as well. 12.
How different are those from each other?
Past it. The
Very
throwing
nice.
knife is quality 2, silent 1, thrown 1, effective range close, short.
Oh, this doesn't have any
It's enhancement 2.
Weird.
And the shuriken, did I go past the shuriken? Yes, I did. The shuriken is silent 1, thrown 1, close and short, enhancement 1. But they are cheaper.
Oh, okay. So the
Not
knife
that you
sounds
guys are
good.
buying stuff, but the
Yeah.
shurikens are cheaper than the throwing knives, but the throwing knives have more enhancement.
It's so
Yeah.
weird to me that the sniper rifle doesn't have enhancement, actually.
I
The
was
sniper
surprised about
rifle.
It just
did I
has
cut it off?
cost.
I might have cut it off. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna grab the throwing knife here first, real quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
It might have been on a weird column, and I fucked it up.
Yeah, I realize those use athletics to hit. Good at that.
I'm going to grab
Cool. Thanks.
some B and E gear.
Oh yes, it is on a weird column.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be stunned for a moment. Like, really? No enhancement? All right.
Grab
Okay,
some
quality
vision
2, we'll
gear,
put
grab
it
some
at
B&E gear,
weapons.
grab a surveillance drone. You know what's fun?
Okay.
I'm going to grab some smoke, and I'm gonna grab some flashbangs. I am
Sure.
not grabbing lethal one. We can make Molotov cocktails. That's easy.
Yeah, that's doable. I'm confident I can handle smokes and flashes off the top of my head. So we don't need to worry about stats for those.
Right.
Yeah.
They're range thrown. Can you throw it that far? Yes, you can. Okay. Well, that's its range. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not trying to run around with actual grenades because I also know offhand that's a great way to get a lot of the bigger laws into effect.
So Are we good?
Should be.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You guys are opting to go quiet, so no heavy duty armor, it sounds like. No.
I mean, aside from technically wanting ballistic place to go with a concealable vest, but
Yeah, I
that's just
think our
technical stuff at that point.
our
Yeah,
fancy John Wick clothes are gonna.
If you
be a
wanted
little
to,
fun.
you could effectively take a plate carrier, and it's just going to give you another point of hard armor. But it is going to be
Over.
obvious,
Yeah.
unless you're wearing, like a heavy jacket or whatever.
I'll take
Yeah.
one of those. I'll take a plate carrier.
Sure. So you can add another point of hard armor.
Yeah, I'll bring one along with me and just read the situation and see if I
Sure.
Yeah.
can reasonably wear.
I think I won't because I more value getting the fuck out of the way or not being in the middle of it. If I am in close combat, I have other problems more than I just don't have armor.
Yeah,
I
you
want to
fucked
be in
up.
close combat. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I want to be watching you guys from a mile away.
Yeah.
So
As a reminder for how hard armor works, it is functionally a health box that takes damage before your health normally does. And if you would get healing, obviously the hard armor does not get healed.
Yeah,
It has to be repaired or replaced.
Mm.
Right.
Soft armor essentially ups the hits that have to be spent to deal an injury condition to you.
yeah.
Okay. Well, all that said, there are also convenient non-branded duffel bags for you to make use of to stash your equipment, any other bags that you need for that kind of thing, as well as clothes accessible to be tailored to fit you so that you can have however many outfits you deem necessary for whatever this mission is, and any other necessities that can be easily dispensed for you. And before too long, you all are on the road,
Oh shit! Is that
making your
we
way.
remember to grab medical kit?
You can easily have a medical kit. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
At the end
So-
of the day, don't worry too much. There's narrative editing.
True. That's also very true. So, you all hit the road, start making your way to Ohio, of all places. Out into the sticks. No Namesville, Ohio.
Yay.
Takes a few hours drive. It's not the coziest drive ever, but you have a nice SUV that you have been granted by the project. And you all want to go to this house that you are going to be hiding out of for now first. Is that the plan?
Yep.
Very good. We'll say you acquired food on the way, no problem. And you pull up to this house that looks like it's seen better days. It's not falling apart by any means, but it's showing its age a bit. The paint on the outside is a little discolored, but it's a reasonably sized 2-story house. And using your realtor ways, you were able to get inside. The place is empty, though. No furniture. So if you
That's
are going to
fine.
crash here, it is going to be sleeping on the floor.
That's what these
Yeah.
air mattresses are for.
Yeah, it is
Fair.
what it is.
So what's the move?
All right. Well, we were able to get here pretty quickly. We have time to scope the place out, see if there's anyone there ever while they aren't holding a service, among other things.
What is the time of day?
We'll say it's probably approaching lunchtime-ish, about midday. Because y'all drove through the morning, essentially.
Okay. I'm gonna go fiddle with the drone for a little bit.
Okay.
Estimation is about 15-minute drive to
To the church.
go from into the church from our current base of operations.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. It will take a few minutes for them to fly over there, but you could hypothetically get them over there. They should have enough signal range to do that.
Right. Yeah, I'll go to. Is this a 2-story house, 1-story house?
It's a 2-story.
Cool. I'm gonna go take one of the upper rooms and use it to send the drone out from a window.
Okay. You send it flying over to the church. It comes overhead. You do eventually see the church and recognize it from some of the photos. At the moment, parking lot's empty. Nobody's there.
Lunchtime, people probably went home to grab lunch. Can I do? I would assume that because we have some technologically advanced stuff, that the surveillance drone probably has ways to detect certain like infrared scanners or IR scanners and whatnot.
It's got some basic stuff. Like it's got a night vision mode. And we'll say it has some infrared. So it can, well, we'll say it's got some thermal imaging. It doesn't have too hefty of a suite, but it's got a couple options. And it can
Couple
take
different
photos and record.
Fair.
Do you have this up on a screen the rest of us can see too, or is it like a small thing? I've never used one of these before.
Well, he's more than likely going to be actually like controlling it from probably effectively an iPad, but most of it is actually being projected uh, on a separate screen, which is actually how the drone would have been set up on, so I could connect it to the iPad. So it's basically the service terminal that I can also view things on as well. So yes, there is a separate screen if you want to watch over the shoulder.
I mean, I'll watch.
So you're all able to
that was my
watch.
intent if it was possible.
Your drone is flying overhead. What's the plan?
Looking for entry points that I can visibly, or that are so far visible with the camera.
There's the main entrance. Fly around back. There does seem to be a rear entrance. Doesn't look like it's used too often. Or at least not by the masses, as far as you can tell. It's like got a stone pathway that wraps around to the parking lot.
I believe the file said there was, or you might have mentioned, I don't remember, there was possibly a basement, but not sure based on the photos from the service.
Yeah, there might be.
Just trying to remember exactly. Oh, okay.
There's no clear entrance or exit that indicates a basement.
Yeah, there's not like an outside like cellar door or anything like that.
No.
What about entrances to like by car to its property? Is there only one way in and out of its parking lot? Or
Yeah,
is it-
it's just a parking lot that connects to the main road.
okay. So the delivery and pickup should both be coming through that one entrance. So we have a spot to watch. That isn't just everything.
Is there a clear defined like fence line or property line for the church and its church and the land around it?
It's not a clear property line, no. It's kind of about a mile down the road in either direction before there's any other buildings. Houses, it looks like.
Are all of those houses occupied?
As far as you can tell.
Okay.
It's midday. There's not a lot of people home. It's a work.
I mean to say, like they look owned and lived in and whatnot. None of them are up for sale.
Like they're not falling apart or anything. They're not no for sale signs. It's safe to assume they're probably being lived in.
Yep. Just thinking if I could use one as a roost or not. I'm not gonna create the be sloppy and try to kick someone out of their house to lay in it with a gun.
And
I'm sure that
very
won't
light
be hard.
foliage and large
it's
trees
light.
every now and again.
Yeah, there's a couple trees here and there. Maybe some bushes. The church itself has like a somewhat decorative hedge that is somewhat maintained, that kind of is on either side of the entrance and wraps a little bit around the corners and goes down each side a little ways.
Okay. Nothing too serious for us to really use for cover and concealment to get up there if we want to just crawl our way through there. Not too much other entrances. Is there any like obvious looking security emplacements like cameras
No.
on the building?
No.
How big? I kind of already spaced out and forgot how big the drone was.
It's somewhere in the range of 20 to 50 centimeters.
It's like size -1.
Yes. Which
20
means
to
it's
50
smaller than a person. It's in that 20 to 50 centimeter range.
Okay, so it's probably at most as big as a decently sized bird.
Essentially.
Okay. I'm going to try and have the drone fly a little bit closer compared to where I was having it like flying in the at what would be assumed bird height, normal bird height for most people who look up into the sky.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get down closer to see if I can get better details of the structure and the entrances and even the windows, or maybe spot anything on the
Looks to
building
be
facade.
a regular looking building. You don't see anything that stands out as unusual.
Mhm.
Like the windows look like normal glass. The building itself does look aged, like it is an old building. Does look like it was probably renovated in the last 20 or 30 years maybe. But
Yeah.
safe to say this building looks like it's been here for maybe 100 or more years. It's old, but it has had some TLC.
Are the windows the type that open, or are they like just solid like stained glass or something?
They look like they could open.
How much
It's hard to
inspiration?
tell from the outside, but you think they could.
Yeah,
If folks
assuming
want-
they can.
Oh, go on.
How much inspiration would it cost for someone to have left a window open?
I'm gonna say 2 because there are meticulous individuals involved.
Yeah. We're we get inspiration back on like a scene to scene basis, right? I think like
They're on
I read it
hand
yesterday.
inspiration. There is a handout for regaining inspiration.
Oh,
you
perfect.
gain a
Perfect.
point at the start of every new scene. I can also offer it as a consolation for failures. If you're exposed to a lot of flux, you can gain some. And when you rest, you can gain a point for each hour spent in restful sleep.
Perfect. Okay, I'll spend
So-
2
I'm not
inspiration
entirely
on that then.
sure if it's just me, but it looks like black words on black screen.
It is black on dark gray, so it's hard to read.
Got it.
If you're like, I don't know what to tell you other than you're probably in dark mode.
You
I
are in
am.
dark mode.
Okay. Because
I can
I
read
had a
this.
it
Yeah,
popped up, and I'm
I-
like, I can't
My
see
vision's
anything.
off.
Highlight, it's there.
I am in light mode, so it is black text on a white background.
I pasted it in the Discord.
Thank you.
Anyway, I would like to spend that inspiration. Give us
Sure.
that opportunity.
There happens to be a window that was left open.
Oh, would you look at that?
Two things. Just first, real quick, I'm gonna activate a few of my masteries since they're all hunt related or hunt duration. I am choosing the sniper rifle as killing weapon.
Okay.
And then I am activating Delphi and Apollo.
Okay, what do those do for you?
I enter a walking trance. It always reveals the path to my target. In doing so, I always have a known path to the target. I always have a general idea of where my target is, unless they're specifically trying to hide from me. If I take a scene to consider the target's location, I can narrow it down. I'm just getting it activated
Okay.
now since it's mission long. Anyway.
Okay.
Second, if you guys want, I can do a couple of drive-bys in front of the place. It shouldn't be too suspicious to drive by an old building on my way out of town, quote unquote, and back in.
Yeah.
True. I'm trying to see whether or not there was any hidden surveillance equipment or security systems to to be wary about.
But
Nothing
yeah,
you see from the outside.
that's why I'm suggesting a drive-by. There might be people looking through windows or some other inconspicuous methods of surveillance and security.
Sure, but that was a good catch there, Evelyn. I might actually try that window.
You go ahead, fly the drone in through the window. It is relatively dark inside, no lights on. Nobody inside. Rows of pews. Far into the spaces as the pictures. There's, a podium and an elevated platform at one end. But not much in the way of the typical like regal over the top church stuff. And you can see some doors that look like they go into other rooms.
Interesting. Well, at the very least, it is actually as deserted as far as the drone can tell. Granted, don't know about the other rooms, but the primary room with the primary room with podium and the pews are everything's empty.
There is one obvious piece of evidence that does stick out to you.
Oh,
On the backs of the pews, for those who may not have ever been to church, the back of a pew typically has a nook that goes the entire length where Bibles and such would go.
Yeah.
There are no such books.
Are there's still the shelves though, right?
yeah, the
Yes.
little.
It's just empty? Okay.
Yes, they're all empty.
So they're probably not doing normal church things at this church.
No, definitely not.
But we already knew that. All right, it doesn't look like the drone can make it any further inside, but if no one's watching from this room, I don't think there's anywhere else they could be watching from. So we could get pretty close if we wanted to.
If we want to find a place inside that you can park the drone that's, relatively obscured, then that can act as essentially a bug for us.
Is there anywhere in the rafters we do such a thing?
Yeah. That's pretty doable.
Okay. I think there's a decent spot. Probably right about here. It's got a view of, I think, the entrance, and one of the back doors leading to the other room. Can't get everything, but that's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's a free camera.
Yeah.
And without it needing to constantly keep itself in the air, the battery should last a good amount of time.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
All right.
Do you still
So
want to do a physical
Yeah,
exploration?
let's do a drive-by and see if that stirs the hornet's nest somehow.
Sure.
all right.
You know, pull up with a car, maybe accidentally pull into their parking lot. Oops, we're just turning around because we got lost.
Yeah. I can go with you. We should probably use the buddy system.
Yeah, and it makes it more believable.
Yeah.
We can be a couple or something.
Gross. But sure.
It's a good cover. It makes people not want to look closer.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you all head out, start driving. Make it over there, no problems. Nobody in the surrounding houses seems to be peering out the windows. You pull into the parking lot for a moment, just idle for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
As you're idling, there is a four-door sedan comes up the road, pulls into the parking lot, parks, door opens.
Gonna be just like messing with GPS.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well,
Gentleman looks to be maybe early 60s, maybe late 60s. Steps out of the car, locks his door, double checks his pockets, unlocks the door, reaches back in, phone in pocket, shuts the door, locks. Looks over, sees the two of you sitting there, considers for a moment, and then walks over slowly with a smile. And he's graying brown hair, wearing a bomber style jacket, jeans, sneakers. Simple older gentleman
Mm-hmm.
comes up to the passenger side door.
this closer, kind of muffled here through the windows. Like, this happens every time you drive us somewhere. Whenever we go anything more than just an hour away, we end up stuck in some backwards ass parking lot in the middle of the sticks.
I've got it. I don't need directions. It's I'm looking around and I see the dude and I'm like, and roll down the window.
Hey there.
Hey, sorry, this isn't your property. Apologies, we're just pulling over so we're not being a road hazard while we figure things out.
Like always.
Not exactly. You looking a little lost.
Yeah. You wouldn't happen to know where Tapper Lane is?
Oh, yeah, you want to take this road here? Take it all the way to the stop sign. Not the first left, the stop sign, then left.
Ah.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
of course.
Easy to get turned around in these roads when you're used to city driving.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I will give a nod and I will shift it into a reverse.
He just
Alright,
watches you
then.
leave for a second and then just starts slowly walking over to the main entrance and starts pulling out a set of keys as you disappears from view.
Meanwhile, on
And
the camera of the drone watching.
yeah, I was gonna say, and appears
Yeah.
to the camera view.
There's footage of you can see light filtering in as the main entrance opens, and he comes inside, makes his way up the aisle, goes into a back room behind the podium, comes out, and, lights are coming on, and he starts, looks like just doing some cleaning. Looks like he's just sweeping the floors, dusting things off. He's got a can of spray wood polish to just clean.
Keep everything nice and shiny.
Yes. And that's pretty much going to be the footage for the rest of the day, is this older gentleman just cleaning the interior. Vacuuming what rugs there are, cleaning the windows, just cleaning. And the
Being
window
very
that was
meticulous
open,
about
he
it.
considers for a moment, murmurs to himself, shuts it, locks it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Candle. Yeah, no, he's being very meticulous about cleaning everything. But then again, it is a pretty clean fucking church.
Yeah.
Someone
I'll
narrative
give
edit
it
that
like
open again, see if it drives him crazy.
I'll give it like 10 minutes of driving the way he directed before we turn around and head on back.
Okay.
Well, that seemed convenient. I wonder if they
Yeah.
have somebody come on site when anyone suspicious is lurking around. Would explain why he came when we came and not the drone. But, could be coincidence.
Yeah. Was that car already there when we got there? Like it just
No, he pulled up while you were
Yeah, no.
parked there.
Oh, okay.
We drove in.
Probably like a couple minutes after you guys got there.
Drove in, parked, came out, looked for his phone, got his phone,
Yeah.
locked again.
I mean, from the sounds of it, yeah, it just sounds like a regular dude going in to do his cleaning things. But
Yeah.
seriously,
That could just be what he does when he goes there to investigate someone showing up, though.
Yeah.
So you can
You're
run it.
there. You're going to be there a while because the alarm's been raised.
Yeah. But if that is the case, where exactly are they watching? And how?
Yeah. What? He came down the road. And since we were kind of expecting something like this to happen, can I see about back tracing his steps as much as I can?
Well, it's not a lot you can do to backtrace his steps. He's not your target.
Yeah. I don't get the supernatural. Actually, what is
he came from the opposite direction you guys came from.
Mm-hmm.
Where? Rug?
Yeah. While we're on the way out, I would like to look around for just kind of anything unusual out in the trees by the road.
I'm going to spare you the roll and say no, there's not.
Okay.
Because there just isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. I think you all are doing a well enough job of cooking in your own paranoia. I do not need to add to it.
I'm dying, Jimmy.
All right. What day is it again? It's like Wednesday, right? I know we have a few days. We had 4, I think.
It is. Yeah, we're gonna say it's like Thursday morning or Thursday midday. Yeah.
Okay.
What we can do, if you guys want, you can either continue to do prep and stuff and like watch over the next few days, do very specific things, or we can jump to Sunday and we can use narrative editing to, as you need it, establish things that you've done over the last few days when they're necessary.
Yeah. I mean, the latter is pretty much the intended way to play a flashback system, so that could be good.
It is.
I would like to.
But I kind of wanted to let you all do investigation rather than just jump straight into the shit.
Oh, for sure.
Crenshaw. If you are willing, I would like to, while we're doing this observation duties, have you do essentially what me and Evelyn did, but with a different car. We can borrow someone's car. We'll
Probably want
return.
to get a rental at some point anyway.
I mean that, or we can borrow someone's car on the street.
Well, yeah, that might be a little more attention than we want, though.
Only if we don't return it in time. It's not like
Yeah,
we're planning on using it for too long. Just
I suppose that's
stealing
true.
a car for 10 minutes is a little bit less of a paper trail and less expensive than going and getting a rental.
I suppose.
Okay.
What are you thinking, Crenshaw?
If we break laws, we run into the issue of having to deal with some amount of authorities.
I mean,
Uh,
At some point, yes.
true, if we do something egregious that gets the authorities' attention on us.
well, define egregious. I mean,
We blow up the car in their parking lot, you know.
here's my thought. We're either going to have to go very far out of our way to the point where the authorities will be able to effectively track us, or if we steal something local, the locals are going to know whose car it is. We're dealing with a small town. We're not in a city. Everyone knows what everyone drives. Everyone knows everyone's business.
I mean, yeah, but if you are an unrecognizable face with new plates, sure, the dude down the street might drive a black Tacoma, but you can also have a black Tacoma. There's more than one in the world.
Yeah, but is it that your black Tacoma has the same fucking markings and truck nuts that his has? People in a small town don't
It's
have anything to
small
do. They're
town.
going to notice it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you would rather rent,
I mean, it's not
my
like
thought
I'm
is
using my real name anyway.
We're not the one paying for it, so I don't really
no,
care.
I get that. I just, different
it's
strokes for
small.
different blokes, I suppose.
If we were in the city, wouldn't object to it. Small town, it's a bit harder to work with.
Fair enough.
Okay. So it sounds like on Friday, the next day, you want to try the same thing with a rented vehicle. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, different person, different vehicle, but same maneuver to see if the dude shows up again.
So Thursday evening, when all the cleaning is done,
hmm
old man puts his stuff away, leaves. He's there for a few hours.
Okay.
About 3 or 4. Nothing else happens in the church in that time. Going into Friday, you flip the money necessary for a basic sedan. Nothing crazy. You do the same thing. Drive over to the church, sit in the parking lot. You wait 5, 10, 15 minutes. Nobody comes.
Okay. So that was just coincidence then.
It would
He
seem.
just happened to arrive. Good to know.
It looks like it.
Would be a
I wouldn't
scheduled
put it
cleaning
past
day.
culty stuff to do shit like that, but
Yeah, same.
sometimes a janitor is just a janitor.
Well, it doesn't mean we can use the same rental to pull up at the place on Sunday.
That's true. We do have a rental now. All right. So,
That said,
anyone else have? Oh,
Friday,
Mhm.
after you reconvene, there is a knock at the door.
That's concerning.
I'm going to, with pistol in hand, check it. I'm going to look
I
through
am going
the
to-
peephole first.
How about the realtor?
There's not a peephole on this door.
Not a peephole on this door.
This house is older than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Also,
going
it's a
to
house.
stay quiet on the second floor.
Yeah, I will. I'll still crack the door open real quick. Pistol hidden behind me.
Oh, I was gonna answer it since this is technically a house for sale.
Oh, never mind. You can do it. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
fucking hide my ass.
The realtor should be doing realtor things.
You know what? Fair. Totally forgot about that bit.
Straighten my suit out a little bit.
Mhm.
Make sure that my concealed carry is very concealed.
Mhm.
And I will open the door.
You open the door. There is a gentleman, perhaps late 30s. Dirty blonde hair. That's, combed, cut short. Town police uniform. Cop car in the driveway.
Ah.
Sees you. Peers past you a little bit, trying to look into the house. Evening.
Evening.
There's neighborly folks made mention of vehicle parked here. There was some concern of maybe some squatters.
No, I apologize for that. No, I recently am representing the property. I'm just trying to help get it fixed up. As it stands, doing some checks and running over through the place. Been doing late nights trying to get this done. Way I could get this place sold out to a lovely family.
Mm. He considers for a moment.
Are you interested? And I will pull out a card.
Pull it up.
He
There we go.
holds up a hand, shakes his head. And there's this subtle nod. There's a motion he does with his hand. To the casual observer, it is nothing. Just a hand motion. But it's done in a very particular pace, very particular positioning. He says, you should maybe take down the for sale sign if you're going to be lingering. There's not a lot hiding the fact that there is a vehicle parked here. Just as a friendly heads up, the gesture immediately reads to you, this guy, sure he's a cop. He's also a Nemesis agent.
Oh.
You would know he's a member of the project who is embedded in law enforcement.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Ah,
Is there a way that I can
Countersign.
yeah? Is it a kind of call sign
He,
kind of deal, or is it just
the
a
fact that he's indicating to you means he's probably gotten a communication. He knows you guys are in the area.
Yeah, that's fair.
Makes sense if he's already embedded here.
People
Probably.
around here are a little nosy. Just take the sign out of the front lawn and shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up. Thought I had gotten that removed, but been busy.
Understandable. Just kind of nods, smiles. Have a nice day. Congrats on the
nice day.
sale.
Thank you.
And he makes his way out to his cruiser and just quietly pulls away.
I'll go grab that fucking sign.
Damn, dude, when you did the sign thing and before telling us it was that dude was one of ours, I was like, oh man, we're gonna have to kill this motherfucker.
I have to kill this guy. Damn.
already got to murder someone. It's only been one day.
Yeah, man. Now we gotta hide the cop car.
Dude, that would have been a mess. Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Well, sounds like that went better than it could have.
Yep. But people are already watching us.
Yeah.
Yep.
You did mention it's a small town earlier. I guess they're just like that.
The reason why I feel more inclined about my answer on let's not steal something.
No, yeah, you had a point. I prefer cities.
Well,
Or just straight woods, you know? It's the small town crap I don't like.
if we do our job right, we don't even have to be here a full week.
Yeah. Alright.
All right. Sign down. Our cover's a little better. Still don't know too much, but we do have a device for gathering information in there.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't
Probably
seem like the
last a
place.
couple days.
Yeah. You said what day did this cop come? Late on Friday or
Friday. Yeah.
Okay.
After you checked the parking lot, these people respond to us being in the parking lot. You all came back, so it was about in the afternoonish.
Okay.
Came by.
Have we seen anybody on the drone footage come
No.
in today?
Nobody's come in. It's been empty. Lights off. All windows shut. Locked.
Tell you what, it just make me feel better. Have a couple more cameras, possibly sticked up to trees or something. Keeping eyes on who's coming and going, as few as there are.
Mhm.
Sure.
Let's get those. We can go get those put up.
Hey Zach,
Uh-huh.
I want to do a web search for this area and any communities, community events, or even just like church events to see if there's anything going on referencing that church.
I'm not even gonna call for a roll. It's you know the names of these places. You look up, nothing huge going on. Most of the big events seem to be over New Year's and Christmas. Only events that are on the to-do list are general services on Sundays.
There's nothing else that's outstanding, like not even like the Holy Family Parish of such and such, or the Church of the Latter-day Saints, such and such town.
No, this is pretty much just referred to as the Guerin Family Church. Because apparently, according to the very old and poorly maintained website, the church has been owned by the family since its conception, essentially.
Okay, so it is kind of advertised as like a regular church would be.
Yeah.
It's like an early 2000s website.
Yeah.
for a church.
You try to look for any details on the church, and they don't explicitly say like if it's Christian, Catholic, or anything. It just is a church.
It could be
We have
a
service on
Buddhist monk
Sundays.
temple for all we know.
Yeah, it's been owned by this family and service every Sunday.
Yeah. Should be easy to go there and just say we just got to the area and wanted to check it out that week. Looking for a new church in the area since we don't have access to our old one anymore.
Good.
Yeah.
Probably should have grabbed more than one drone, but oh well.
I mean, we can declare that we did.
Yeah.
That's the real cool thing about the system. You can just say shit.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah.
I reserve the right to say no.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine.
I would like 500.
Yes, you can have easily had multiple drones. I had assumed you were grabbing multiple.
I didn't really explicitly state it, so that's why I was just kind of making
Yeah.
a comment.
We'll say for the record keeping, you grabbed 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are zero cost narrative edits, and it's for things like that are like so possible
Mhm.
and likely that
Yes. So what's the plan?
what are you doing with the other ones?
Well, see, I was mostly just gonna try and do a quick flyover of just like the general area around the church and our area. Again, mostly looking for probably places for us to kind of sneak around.
Sure.
Or if we want to do different kinds of observations, a little bit more in person versus technological.
Yeah. There's not a lot of stuff around you. Not a lot of places to like really hide or sneak around. Neighbors are a little ways down the road. A little over a mile away in either direction.
Mm-hmm.
But it's mostly just grass broken up by trees here and there, the occasional bush, stuff like that, uneven ground, that whole deal.
Interesting.
Nothing around you suspicious either. Nothing striking you as odd or unusual.
Huh. That's weird.
I mean, it being a really normal, regular small town is probably why they chose it for this location
Yeah.
or for this operation. Sorry.
Yeah, perfectly small, sleepy, cozy town. Who's really gonna notice?
No one except our people, I guess.
The paranoia is real, listeners. But they're starting to catch on.
Yeah. Like, I've been trying to get us to just do the thing for the past, like, 20 minutes. I don't know what you're talking about.
I only wanted to do that 1 second thing. Like I'm otherwise
Yeah.
satisfied.
No,
Are there
that was-
any further preparations you feel it absolutely must do? Or are we ready to jump to Sunday?
Ready to jump to
As-
Sunday.
Yeah,
just
I don't
okay.
think there's anything else.
If
we
you
can
feel
reasonably
in the
do.
moment of a situation happening, you can always declare narrative editing. I'll tell you how much it'll cost, and you can make the choice on whether or not to make the spend to say, we prepared for this.
Mhm.
That's always an
Yeah.
option.
I think it's possible to spend momentum for it too, but it's like twice as much. Or was that only for flashbacks?
It can be used for flashbacks. I'm fine with using it for general narrative editing if it's something that I don't feel inspiration is necessarily necessary, but momentum could be a good in between of free versus inspiration because momentum is imminently more regainable. I feel like
Yeah, definitely.
so. You all do your staking out, the watching, the waiting, your preparations. I will tell you your surveillance of the church. Place is pretty much quiet since that cleaning on Thursday. Nothing really going on until Sunday morning when that old man comes by before anybody else. Opens up the place, props the doors open. He gives everything a once over. Very brief once over. And then eventually people start showing up. You can see the old man does get changed at one point, and eventually it's time for service. Were you all intending to attend the service, or are you watching at a safe distance via drone or something else?
Maybe a combination of it. Couple of us go, couple of us watch via drone.
I think that
I
makes
think it'd
sense.
be best to.
All or nothing.
Well, no, not necessarily all or nothing. If we're gonna have someone watch on drone, they should be within the area to react. 15
Yeah.
minutes away isn't exactly a reactable time.
Yeah.
Do we still have that rental?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can if you want, yes.
You and I Hound are the ones who have been seen by someone there already. So if anyone isn't attending, it should be us.
Yeah.
You also operate at a distance anyway.
Mhm.
I don't, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
That's fine.
Although I
Eh, hmm.
don't know if watching by drone is necessary. I think I would prefer to be in the parking lot if we can. Depending on if anyone likes to hang out outside during services.
See, this is where I was trying to figure out if there's any good hiding spots with the secondary search. But there really isn't.
No, that's yeah.
It's going to be the difficulty.
Okay. Well,
That was the
luckily we have
security
an
measure they
SUV.
have.
Luckily we have an SUV, so it just shouldn't be that hard with our more than likely tinted windows for someone to just lay in the back and not be
Absolutely.
fully seen.
Yeah. Windows are absolutely tinted.
I'm guessing it's not like a mega spooky looking SUV that's like definitely a movie government thing.
No, it's tinted within legal parameters.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it's a modern SUV. Like or contemporary, I should say. Like it's
Yeah.
not new, but it's also not old either.
It's like what, a
Fair.
2016 Yukon?
Probably more like a 20 or well, yeah, it's 2018. That's right. So yeah, we'll say 2016. Yeah.
Couple years old, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll leave. Because Damiani, if you're not really joining us, question mark?
No, I have been seen. It would be suspicious.
I have to.
That's perfectly fine. I'll hide in the trunk space or in the back of the SUV. I will have the pad that's operating the current drone, but I'm also going to be leaving the drone central terminal with camera running so people can also pay attention.
Okay.
Okay. So you're in the back of the SUV. Where are the two people who have been seen before going to be? Are you guys also going to like hide in the SUV and take advantage of tinted windows? Or are you going to be offsite somewhere?
I need to take advantage of the tinted windows.
Probably best for us to do that. That's the
Okay.
best combination of unseen and close.
Okay.
Because
So
otherwise,
you
we're
guys are
just
going to lay
gonna have to-
low in the back seat. He's
Yeah.
going to be in the trunk effectively, which it's an SUV. There's plenty of room back there.
Hmm.
And we're going to have Philip Crenshaw here going
Attendant
in.
service.
Yeah, one of us could look at the drone if you wanted to go in with Philip.
Yeah. That way we
already
still have
kind
the
of have
buddy
to be here
system.
anyway.
We're stuck, so we might as well operate the drone.
Unless you just really want to. I don't know if you're better at it than we are or anything.
Well, I was gonna ask who has technology.
Oh, I can't narrative edit my dots.
Not me.
No, you cannot narrative edit your dots.
Yeah, I know.
Those are locked in.
I don't have it, but I'm pretty sure I can figure it out.
Yeah,
Push come shove, you always have momentum if you want to throw it at it.
Yeah.
that's true. I mean, has it been a role to even operate it, or is it pretty?
I mean, so far it has been anything special, but it's just like also
I'm
in case
assuming
anything maneuvers.
basic competency. You all are
Yeah.
fucking assassins.
Yeah.
Operating a drone isn't really a question. It's how well do you operate it under pressure?
Right.
You don't need dice to throw it just to control it. But if you're in a high speed chase, well, rolls may be necessary so you don't crash and you stay on target.
True.
I have pilot.
That
I can
mean, that
pilot.
is-
apply.
Oh,
That
perfect.
could apply. Yeah.
Yeah.
But who wants to hide? Who's hiding in the back seat?
Both of
It's gonna
them
be
are.
me and Ev.
Both of them.
Yep, both of them.
Both of them.
Okay. So yeah. I
Ev is staying in the car with the dog.
guess-
Fucking
All right.
froze.
My call sign is the Hound, so
You know what you did.
Myself.
Gilly
It's
know what
first.
you did.
literally a Sherlock reference. The Hounds of Baskerville.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm
Mr.
imagining you with a sniper rifle and a ghillie fursuit. I want you.
I hate you all.
So yeah,
Okay.
Mr.
I say
Fisher
this
will,
with love,
will
don't
join
worry.
Mr. Crenshaw to go to the church.
Okay. So people in the car are on drone duty,
Yes.
Mhm.
and we have Screm joining Crenshaw into the good church.
Yeah. Well, if Hound is on drone duty, since he's better at it, I'll watch the area around the
Sure.
parking lot and
Easily
building
done.
and such.
You all get there, the midway point of people filtering in. You don't want to be the first ones there. You don't want to be last either. You just
Yeah.
kind of want to be amongst the masses. So you all get there part of the way through. The two of you who are going inside sit up front and then get out as you arrive. You make your way inside. Those of you staying outside, you see people coming in. And like the photos, you see a couple families, some couples, some individuals, varying ages, filtering in. Bit by bit, there's, the old man at the doors greeting people. He sees the two of you coming in and says, "Oh, new faces. It's always nice to see."
Hello. New to the neighborhood and heard there was a little church here, so I wanted to show up.
Oh, I hope you enjoy the service today. It's we keep it pretty down to earth and loose. So, I hope that's to your liking.
Should be fine.
He will reach out his hand to shake yours.
Shake hands.
It's pretty firm grip. It's like, I'm Daniel Garin. This building's been in my family for a long time. You'll see my son around here at some point. He's always running just a little behind. But spitting image, I'm sure you'll know it's him when you see him. But yeah, go ahead, go in. There's some coffee. There's also some cookies and stuff. Feel free to help yourself. Sit wherever you like. There's nobody's picky or anything.
Thank you so much for your hospitality. I will.
Yeah, of course,
And,
of course. He's as he immediately is like moving on to the family that's like waiting behind you as you're standing in the door.
Yeah.
And so you all go in. Do you guys partake in the coffee and cookies and such?
Yes.
might as well.
Yeah.
At the very least, coffee. At the very
Remember
least.
what happened
Coffee
last
is
time, Ollie.
largely unremarkable. It's coffee. It's served black, but there's sugar and creamers. The usual baseline stuff.
Your regular
And
church service coffee.
yeah, and there are some basic cookies. There's a little bit of mix of stuff for the cookies, but nothing crazy. And as people are filtering in, you see they are just kind of sitting wherever. Some people like beeline it for the front. Some people just kind of like going to the middle. Not a lot of people go for the back. I guess people seem to know it's kind of a smaller congregation, so they kind of naturally drift towards the front. But people aren't exactly sitting on top of each other either.
Right.
Is there? Do you want to sit more towards the back, the middle, or the front?
I want to sit more towards the middle.
Okay. I'm gonna assume you guys are gonna sit together.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So you're doing that. Those of you outside, you're hanging out, watching. On the drone, you're using two drones, right? One that's watching inside and one that's kind of flying overhead.
Yep.
Okay. So the one that's flying overhead, you do spot there is nearing the end of like the last few people trickling in. there is a blue lifted pickup truck, full cab, and it's got a 6-foot bed. And you see there are tarps covering something inside the bed. Pulls into the parking lot.
That
Gentleman
might be our
climbs
guy.
out. He's a guy in just jeans, work boots. He's wearing a hoodie. He's got a beanie on. And pulls out his phone as he's walking across the parking lot. Does a little one-handed text maneuver, tucks his phone away, and makes his way inside. About a minute later, a red pickup truck pulls up. Kind of similar. Not a full cab, but 6-foot bed. Pulls up. You do see a younger gentleman, maybe late 20s, early 30s, climb out of the truck. Brown leather jacket, short brown hair, muscular. Looks kind of like the guy who was greeting people at the front door. Gets out, makes his way into the church. The two of you inside do eventually see the alleged son, who's like, actually seeing him kind of up close, kind of same facial structure. That's probably him. Dude's jacked. He's huge. It's like 6 foot and ripped. He's wearing a jacket, but you can tell with how broad his shoulders are and the way he's filling it out. That dude could bench one of you, probably.
Spitting image, huh?
Old man isn't jacked for sure.
Younger
but
days.
yeah, when he was young, like you could de-age him in your mind and be like, yeah, actually, that's pretty close. So yeah, you all sit down and you're hanging out. He sits kind of closer to the front or whatever, and service starts going off. And it's definitely interesting because at first it starts off and it's like, and it's Daniel Guerin. He's in the front and he's talking about how great it is that everybody is here. And, once again, we meet as per usual, and it's good to see everybody in good health and so on. And it's really warm fuzzies. And he eventually gets into it, and he's our time of faith is coming closer and closer. In short time, we will be rewarded for our belief, our acceptance of the future that is coming. The Messiah will, while he has been among us for all of this time, he is going to be stepping into the light very soon. The truth that we have been waiting for the world to know is soon going to be upon us. And it goes on for about an hour of things like this, where it's cryptic and vague, but it's like, oh boy, it's getting pretty fucking culty in here.
Yep, I'm
and
glad
everybody's smiling and nodding along and is very happy to be hearing about these things. And it's some shit of like the world is going to change, like, or not quite saying like our revolution is coming, but like it's some kind of concerning stuff knowing what you know.
Yeah.
Is there a sense of motive in this?
You know what? If you want to, you could. I'm gonna say, which one do I think is the most appropriate? I think I want to say empathy
Okay.
and a mental of your choice.
Okay.
I'd like to state I have integrity at 3 dots with hide emotions as a specialty, so I do not want to give away anything that I'm like concerned about what's going on here, and
Sure. Yeah.
I'm more just kind of like,
Nobody's particularly paying a lot of attention to you guys. You've definitely drawn a couple looks, but during the service, people are paying attention to the speaker. They're not
right.
really acknowledging you.
Ooh,
that's
That's
unfortunate.
I am really just kind of lost in the sauce of trying to get my head around who's the Messiah. What's this? This doesn't sound like any form of Christianity that I'm familiar
Yeah.
with.
You're gonna get a momentum added to the pool, so you're up to 5 now.
Oh, we have 5 momentum now.
Yes.
Oh,
So yeah, it's nothing really. They see him. Well, they seem honest. That's about all you can get out of it. Is church shit.
it's some sort
Preacher
of
gonna preach.
religious sermon. So at
Yeah.
the very least, it's some sort of local
Some kind of
thing.
strange faith. Faith in
Mhm.
some kind of Messiah among us type shit. Well, could be worse. Could be a doomsday cult. The world is ending. We must all
Ah!
drink Kool-Aid because it's all ending.
Okay.
So that's happening. Outside, not much is going on. Is there anything you guys want to do outside while the service is happening?
I kind of want to take a look under the tarps for the tarp
Sure.
in the truck that pulled up.
Yeah, you quietly pop out of the SUV. Make
Yeah, I'm
your
gonna
way
slip
over.
over there. Stay at a crouch so that if anyone looks from the church, I'm behind cars and stuff.
The tarps are pretty loosely on there. It seems to be they're tucked under whatever they're covering so that they don't fly away, but they're not like bungee corded down or anything. You're able to pull it out just a little bit and you can see, looks like some kind of sheet metal. Solid
Okay.
pile of it piled up in the bed of this truck.
Yeah. Did that
Steel, you think maybe?
So exactly what we were expecting. Did that armory have anything like tracking devices or anything like that?
Could have, yeah.
How big are those? Are they?
They've been pretty small. Probably like I don't know. Probably like a sticker, like the size of a thumbnail.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So pretty small.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know exactly how they're going to take this out of the truck, so I don't want them to pick it up and immediately see it.
Put it in the
are
wheel
we
well.
Well, this potentially isn't the truck that's actually going to be going away. It might be moved to another one. I'm not sure. Well, I could put one in the wheel well of this one, and then I would like to put another one between the plates. Oh no, that'll be seen right as soon as the stuff is picked up, though, or as soon as it's used. That's a little bit too obvious. I'll put the wheel well for the vehicle for now, and then I'll improvise whenever it's picked up, and I'll make my way. I'll try to retuck it, and I'll make my way back to the SUV.
Go. So you sit
for all we
tight.
know, whoever's picking it up might just take that same truck away. So if they do,
Maybe.
perfect.
So you all are hanging out outside. The service continues. Eventually, it does wrap up. There's some excited chatter when things wrap up, and people linger for quite a while, talking, chatting. There's a little bit of work on you two's part to deal with the small talk of people like, "Oh, are you new in town?" and stuff. I'm not going to inundate you with that RP.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of different people approach you. And are talking to you. How did you like it? And blah 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 and all this. And there's more coffee and cookies to be had.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, people do eventually trickle out. And you do notice this the supposed son is hanging out, talking to his father. And eventually it's getting down to just a few people left. There's a couple people chatting by the coffee. It's you two, and then it's the father, the son, and this other guy in a hoodie, and they're chatting.
Can we tell what they're chatting about?
No, they're
From the train trip.
kind of at the other end of the church at the moment. They're more towards the front, talking next to the podium.
If we look at the drone, is that the guy? Is the one in the hoodie the one who came with the sheet metal?
Yes, yes. But they chat for a little bit, and eventually the pair that were talking by the coffee, they end up leaving.
I sent a message to the other two to say that Hoodie dropped it off. It's still in the parking lot.
Okay.
Okay.
Guy with the hoodie eventually breaks away with Daniel. They go into a back room, which leaves the son. He's standing there for a moment, watches them walk away, turns, see the two of you guys still here. He walks over. How's it going?
It's going good. How's it going with you?
Oh, it's going all right. So I heard you from Dad. You guys are new in town.
Yeah. Fairly new. Couple days at most.
Hey, I just want to say, we're very open minded here.
Mhm.
Happy for you.
Thank you kindly. You know what? Your dad was right. You do look a lot like a younger him.
Yeah. The universe just decided they just needed, little tweaks here and there, just a bolder package,
Does look
Yep,
that
it's-
way. You work construction?
Used to, yeah.
makes sense.
And then just, started doing more stuff around here. Technically took over ownership of the church and just ended up doing odd jobs around town, just being a handyman for people and stuff, and just, wasn't getting as much as the same, workout. So I just started, got a home gym set up and just kept up
Okay.
with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, actually, since we're kind of new in town, which of the diners would you recommend for us to take a look at first?
Diners. Well, there's Frost's there down off of Main Street. It's really good. It's not any 5-star cuisine or whatever, but let me tell you, middle of the night, just starving, nothing hits quite the same as their waffles. Like,
Ooh.
just late night waffles. If you're lucky, they might have chicken left over. And get some chicken and
Hey.
waffles. Yeah, it's good. It's real good.
Had me at the waffles, but now my attention's with chicken too.
Yes. It's good stuff. Good
Okay.
stuff. That's my big recommend, especially if you've had a bit of bit to drink. It's they have the real comfort food there. I'll just leave it at that.
Perfect.
Said you do odd jobs. You do any plumbing? I got some concerns with the house we just bought.
Oh yeah, sometimes yeah. Depends on what you need. I can take a look at it and I can tell you if it's something I can handle or not. There's some of the
Okay.
more advanced shit with like septic tanks and stuff where I'm like, you should probably actually hire somebody who knows their shit. I can do like basic stuff, but septic tanks, I'm like, no thanks.
No, that's fair. I think there's something wrong with the pipes. Can I get your number just in case?
Oh yeah, sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. He'll give you his phone number.
Okay. Cool.
But how'd you like the service? I know it's probably not. It's not one of our like usual services, but it was important news for all of us.
No, it's I'm not used to a service like that. I will say that much, but
I,
Yeah.
Same.
I like the personal touch.
Yeah.
You could definitely get the close knit family group or family kind of like vibes with your guys' service here, as compared to some of the churches I used to go to when I was growing up.
That's good to hear. Yeah, we're ready for some change. We've maybe it's a little soon to be saying some of the things Dad said, but a little hope goes a long way, you know.
Yeah, like a Messiah. That one struck me a little bit. I've not.
Yeah, it's it's honestly a little just dramatization a little bit, but you know, we kind of the motivating force behind our faith is, he's ready to make some big changes.
Your dad?
No, there was some kind of a figure that kind of shaped our beliefs and our desires and stuff. It's not as much of a religion. It's easier to put it in that framework to make it more approachable, but really just about change, man. We all
No,
need
that's
to, like, society, our culture, us as a people, like, we really just need to evolve. And this is just a vessel for that.
Okay.
this figurehead
Okay.
got a name.
Sounds
I'd
good.
like to meet them.
Uh it's most of the people here don't even know his name. It's
Gotcha.
kind of there's concerns, we've been accused of, being a cult and shit like that. We've never hurt anybody or done anything, we've not forced anybody to do anything or anything like that. So we kind of, we learned our lesson. We keep some things quiet for our own folks' safety.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You stick around though. I'm not saying you have to prove yourself or anything, but we've had some people come and go, so you stick around and show that you're serious. Maybe one day we can have that conversation. But yeah, you want me to check out your plumbing? Shoot me a message or whatever. I'm gonna be busy here for a little bit. We're actually getting ready to close up and
Oh,
lock the doors
yeah.
and everything. Not to, you can keep partying, you just can't stay here.
Yeah, no,
Where,
it's just
yeah,
a little just a more still absorbing a lot of that sermon and your guys' service, so it was just kind of lost track of time.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Do you have?
No
Is it
worries.
is every Sunday, right? Any other day of the week?
Just every Sunday, yeah.
Okay.
We occasionally have impromptu meetings, but normally that's more like one-on-one stuff. If you want to talk to my dad or myself or whatever. But those are more like private meetings, and we'll have those here for sure. But
Okay.
Understood.
generally those Sundays only.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you for being so welcoming. You all have a wonderful day.
Of course, you too. We'll walk the two of you out, and once you're gone, he shuts the doors.
Get in the car, ring up the other two.
In the
So
back
we're-
seat, lay low.
Yeah, we're-
I thought we took separate vehicles because we had the
No,
rest.
y'all took the SUV because it's
Oh.
got tinted windows, so
Fair
they can
enough.
just lay low in the back.
Make sure all the windows and everything are rolled up. As holy shit, they're a cult.
yeah, we heard well as much as we could through the drone's microphone. We saw the drop off too. It's right over there. I went and took a look. Sheet metal, just like we expected.
Were you able to get a bug on it?
I've got a tracker on the wheel well of the truck, not on the product itself though, because it could be seen if they take it out. I don't know if they're going to be using the same truck to take it away. We'll have to wait and see.
Well,
Well-
they're going to be in the area for a little bit longer. They said for a couple hours.
Okay.
So they're not expecting any vehicles to be here, so we're going to need to pull out. But
Yeah.
they might be doing the pickup and drop off here.
Let's do this. I think if I can get another tracker in between the sheets, it should at least be long enough before it's seen that we've either succeeded or failed by then.
Perfectly fine. We still have the other drone loitering around up above, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. Let me do this and then call it back just so it doesn't draw the eye back to us while I'm sneaking around out there.
There's not really any activity happening outside. It's not hard. You
Yeah.
all are also professionals. You're able to get over there, put another tracker in between the sheets.
Yeah, the sheets
Not
of
a problem.
metal, not the.
Yes, I understood.
Oh, okay, cool.
After you do that, are y'all just planning to leave and watch from afar through the drones?
think
I'm
it's-
assuming.
I think that's the way to go. Yeah. Oh, what were you
If
gonna say?
anything, I was just gonna have, instead of the drone just loitering in the sky, I was going to probably have it perch on top of the steeple with the camera facing towards the
Okay.
truck. That
Gotcha.
way, it's just not in the sky.
Doable.
Save some battery.
It's also not actively making noise.
Yeah, those things are actually pretty loud.
Yes. So yeah, you do that, and you all just gonna head back to the house. Or you gonna find somewhere closer to park?
Probably somewhere closer. I don't think we want to go all the way out of the way.
We'll say about 5 minutes away. There's like a gas station you can go park at.
Yeah.
Hop off, park, grab some drinks.
Use the
whatever.
bathroom.
Yeah, just sit tight. Hours go by. You don't know what they're doing inside. They disappeared in the back room, and they haven't been visible inside the main chamber of the church for a few hours. They do eventually kind of come out. They start, cleaning up after the service, putting stuff away, throwing out trash, doing a round of cleaning on the inside. All three of the men are. And the two younger men go outside at one point and tend to the hedges and stuff. It looks like they might be expecting some weather because they start throwing down some salt on the pathways and stuff. Doing some general lawn and stuff maintenance. It's not until like dark that the two guys get into the parking lot, and hoodie guy starts showing the son, Nathaniel, you found out, ironically, starts looking in the bed and seeing these steel plates. Looks like he counts them. They're talking. It's far enough away that you can hear muffled voices, but the drone can't pick up what exactly they're saying. He hops in the Nathaniel hops in the red truck, backs it up, and then so that when they drop the tailgates, they're pretty close. He easily just hops up into the bed and grabs like 4 of these sheets at once. Easily lifts them, moves them over to his bed, grabs another 4, moves them over, grabs another 4, moves them over. Not even breaking a sweat.
Jesus Christ, this man.
Damn.
Puts the tarp back over him.
Anyone ever lifted sheet metal here before? Am I the only one?
Oh, I've lifted sheet metal.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Not
depending on how
big
thick it is,
pieces of
most
sheet
could be
metal, but
ridiculous.
I've lifted some sheet metal.
It's. I'll put it this way: it is
More than you
thick
would
enough.
expect.
They are big and thick enough that it is like, how is he doing that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Or it's like, is
Yeah.
this to the point of where it's like,
It's
How do I
pushing
carry these?
believability. Like, yeah, he's jacked, but what?
yeah,
Well, shit.
Hoodie guy seems indifferent to this.
yeah.
Once they're all out of his bed, says something else, shuts his tailgate, hops in his truck, drives off. Nathaniel hops out of the bed of his, puts up the tailgate, starts driving.
I will have the drone followed. Nathaniel.
Okay. He's driving.
We all saw that, right? You all did. It's not just me.
I seeing it, not believing it yet.
Sorry, go on.
He's driving, goes a few minutes down the road, pulls into a driveway to a house, parks, gets
The
out,
infrared going.
goes inside. Lights come on. What do y'all want to do?
Let's know that address at least.
Yeah, you know exactly where he is. You've got trackers on it. You have a drone following him. He's a few minutes down the road from you. And he's
Yep.
stopped at a house. And he's inside right now.
Could follow it. I'm down for that.
Up to you. As far as you can tell, his vehicle is the only vehicle in the driveway.
Yeah,
Could be his house.
Could be.
is it his house or is that where the delivery's going? That's the question. Well, I guess if he's the only one in the driveway, with the foreigner.
When I say this, common sense would dictate this is not where the delivery is going.
Yeah.
If this is where the delivery was going, the guy would have driven the like 4 minutes down the road that he went
Yeah, that's
to
true.
make the
That would be
drop off.
No, only just lights on, nothing else. Only vehicle.
He went
in the
inside.
roadway.
Lights in the house came on. It's been about a minute.
A minute. Interesting.
We could try to do a snatch and grab.
But what value are we going to get if we do a snatch and grab aside from just trying to grab Mr. Popeye over there?
Also, what is the like neighborhood's activity level right now? Are house lights on the houses around them, or
It's early in the night. So
Yeah.
there are lights on. The closest neighbor is just under a mile away, though. Like,
okay?
this is not suburbia. These are.
Yeah,
we're
yeah. I
living in
just
the
wanted to
sticks.
figure it out. Still might be better to wait for a little later for a snatch and grab. Less chance of people seeing. Since
If we can-
people have already been sticking their nose into us moving around.
If we can follow where they're going, that would be superb. Because the main thing that we need is the information where it's going and who is it going to confirm if it's the white whale.
Hmm.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we just need a location, not more bodies or anything like that.
Yeah.
Ours or theirs.
So just waiting and seeing.
Yep, waiting and seeing.
Cool.
Yeah, we
Oh.
already have trackers there.
About 30 minutes go by. He comes out of the house, backpack slung over his shoulder, something in his hand. He tosses the backpack in the passenger seat of the truck, goes back to the bed, jumps up, takes this thing he's holding in his hand. You can see like an LED screen light up, and he starts passing over the bed.
Oh.
You can
Might
see
be
a
scanning
flash
for
in the
bugs.
drone footage. He starts lifting through the sheets one
It's
by
a
one.
Bug
finds
tracker.
Finds
Yep.
the sticker,
Ah,
balls it up, throws it off into the woods. Hops down, gets in the driver's seat, backs up, gets on the road, starts driving.
Friends is
We'll
why you
follow.
used to.
On top of that,
Okay.
this is why I like having this secondary drone.
Drone starts following.
This is why you used to.
Yep.
What are y'all doing while the drone is following?
We don't know how far away he's going. The drone is going to be out of range eventually.
Yep,
We'll
we need
give-
to
we'll give
follow.
him a-
Yep. We can use
Yeah,
the drone
give him
to
like a-
effectively tail him and be out of sight as we follow.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Okay. You all end up trailing after him for quite a while, several hours, going on like hour 8. And he stops at a gas station. Do you want to make a move at the gas station?
You want to slap another bug on there?
It's going to be like midnight-ish, 1-ish in the morning.
No, I think
So
if
it's a pretty dead rest stop. There's a couple people here, but you are aware your benefactors can cover things up by a degree if you do want to make a move.
Yeah, we've down for several hours. We're outside of what our
You're
father
outside of
and I
Ohio.
built.
Yeah, like you're
yeah, what direction?
wherever
Yeah.
he's going far.
Yeah, what state are we in?
Fucking
If it
which
matters.
direction would he be taking? It would be I don't have an exact spot in Ohio that I was in, but let me just eyeball this real quick. It technically in Kentucky.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So we should at least report back and give them a progress update. We have the delivery person currently tailed into Kentucky, still moving south.
Hmm. They'll let us know what they specifically want from there.
Yeah. Well, there's an acknowledgement. Once again, you have
Yeah, it's
operational
up for us.
freedom. Do what you think is best.
Yeah, I think we need to. I think it'd be best if we moved and grabbed.
All right.
Grabbed him or
Well, I imagine that we want to grab the driver since they know where they should be going.
Hmm.
yeah.
It's time for a little bit of a impromptu interrogation.
Well, he's at the gas station. When you pull in, you see his vehicle. You don't see him at the vehicle. Safe to assume he's inside. Well, the drone would have seen. He went inside.
Yeah.
Does he have people weren't using regular non-phone GPSs anymore in 2018, were they?
Some, not
Yeah,
super
is there
common
one?
anymore, but
Yeah.
no, it looks like he was using his phone.
Oh,
You
okay.
don't see an actual fucking device.
There's no Link Star or whatever.
No.
Yeah. No one else at the gas station?
Yeah.
There's
I was
another like big truck that is parked there. Guy's probably sleeping inside, but at the moment, it's whoever's working inside, you guys and him, and a guy sleeping in a truck.
Yeah.
given the
Okay.
dude is packing enough strength to just lift sheet metal bundles at a time like that, we may want to double tase him.
Easily doable.
Because normal crackheads can power through one taser. I don't want to believe what this guy can do.
Yeah, we still have no idea. That didn't even look like it was a lot of effort for him.
Hmm. I'd rather play it safe than sorry,
Yeah.
especially with something that can break my neck.
Yeah, you need that.
Yeah.
So what's our plan? Assuming we all right, smash and or grab. What then? I'll come out and say I'm not exactly the most interrogating type.
And I'm not exactly the most melee type.
I am the most melee type. I've got that going for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Your ballpark, guys.
You can
More
see him moving
concerned,
around in
Oh.
the lobby of the gas station.
Actually,
I'm
looking at looking at my sheet, I am actually not that bad at doing something like that. I personally am not good at that. I do not know what to ask or how to ask it, really.
just we need to grab him soon. He's probably going to be done with whatever he's doing on the inside of the gas station.
Yeah, we can decide what to ask him after we grab him. How do we want to
Yeah.
grab him? Just while he's
Alright.
coming out in front of his truck, or
While he's coming out in front of his truck, tase the absolute dog shit out of them, and then, go from there.
okay,
Sure.
just stuff him in the back of the SUV, or
Do we want a distraction for at very least, the guy on the inside?
I can. Once we have him tased, I can take over his truck and just tail you guys.
Mhm.
Sounds good.
Sure.
He's checking out. Looks like a bag of snacks, drinks. Walking out of the gas station, making his way to the truck. Walking,
Mhm.
closing.
Once he gets
Yeah.
to his truck, we jump him.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's getting to the truck.
Yeah, either hiding behind the truck or the pumps and such.
Okay, so you've actually staged yourselves
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. He
I
is
assume that was what you were looking for. I wasn't sure.
like I'm describing what he's doing. I'm waiting for you guys to do something.
Uh huh.
Yeah, once he gets within range, we'll go for it.
Okay, he's
uh,
at the truck, getting ready to open the door.
That's
Stun
when
gun to the neck.
go. Yeah,
Are these the kinds?
multiple stun guns.
These are the kinds that are like
Sure.
melee that you jab people with, right? Not the
Yes.
shoot the.
If
Let's
you're
do-
stun gunning to someone, it's going to be up close and personal.
Okay.
Let's do initiative.
Oh God.
All right.
Oh
Let's
no.
just see how this shakes out.
Oh no. How does initiative work?
Oh, is there just an initiative button? That'd be perfect.
Oh.
There is a
Uh,
initiative button.
There is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Make sure when you roll initiative, you select your token.
Yep.
I already made that
I made the
mistake.
mistake.
I forgot
Yep.
about that. Okay, I'll try that again. Token selected.
Well, I got nothing.
Oh, did I actually roll the same thing as I did before selecting? That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it. Okay. There it is.
I got less than I got before selecting, which is sad.
I think I did too. I couldn't find it with all the others.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Surprise round?
I don't remember. So the initiative roll is doing it for me, but just so I know for the future, we're rolling 1d10 and adding it to our highest between
No.
dexterity and empathy,
No.
right? Or is it a dice pool?
It's
You're
you're
rolling a pool. Okay, so first of all, right side of your character sheet, there is a button INIT. Click
Oh yeah,
that.
that's what I used.
It's automatically calculating everything for you.
Okay.
It is combining an attribute and a skill. There are two sets of them. It's the lowest of those two sets. The macro already is figuring out which one is your lowest and is rolling that for you.
Okay. Oh, okay. So the one die symbol down below is just showing how many successes we got.
Yes.
Not okay. It looks like it was one die because of that, and that confused me. But now I got it.
No, yeah, if you hold over the success number, it'll show you what you were rolling and how you got it.
I see.
Yeah. So the way initiative works in this is essentially you are buying a slot for your team.
Yeah.
That said, because you are getting the drop on him technically, Philip, you get to act first.
Right.
Yeah, so what exactly are you doing? You're lunging at him with a stun gun, is that right?
Yep. Lunging out with a stun gun, just gonna jab it right into his neck.
Okay. There is a moment where you're confident you have the jump on him. There's no way he could have seen you. He could have known you were coming. You step out to hit him with the stun gun, and there is just this sudden awareness, perhaps, on his part. As he turns, sees you, acts, defends himself. He's going to do a full defense. Okay. He is going to go ahead and he is going to up his defense. Go ahead and make your attack roll. See how many hits and stuff you get.
4.
I need to look at the stunts. Defense stunts. Yeah, he's just going to pump all 3 into his dodge. So his defense is going to jump. Okay. You do not have enough to inflict an injury on it. If you would like to spend your hits elsewhere, he is currently at defense 8 at the moment.
Can we still, like in Curseborn, choose to spend our momentum after the roll?
You can if you want, yes.
I think,
You can
given that
throw
we are
momentum at it.
trying to jump this dude, it's kind of, we don't want this turned too much of a clown fiesta. It may behoove us to spend some.
I mean, it does behoove us. But you said
If you want to
defense
spend like
8?
2.
Yes.
I mean, I only have 4 defense.
We can't then. Yeah.
He can spend up to 3 momentum.
And if you only have 4, that still doesn't beat his
Yeah.
full defense. Damn, dude.
You can
So
spend on some stunts if you want, close combat stunts. You could go for a feint, perhaps a shove. He doesn't really have anything to disarm or to seize. Doesn't really have anything to sunder. Let's see, general stunts. You could give him a complication. You could give an enhancement, essentially, that an ally could take advantage of. For the next roll an ally does, or yourself, for a different skill. It cannot be a close combat skill, essentially, if you use it for yourself. But it can be for close combat if you give it to somebody else. Or you can defend, I guess.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to use Waiting to Greet the Storm and spend it on the counterattack stunt. Character may spend as many successes on the counterattack as he wishes. When he uses it, the number of successes spent becomes his dodge until his next turn. If an attacker overcomes this number, then he hits his normal. If an attacker misses, then he takes 1 injury level. Counterattack is an attack action that must be used on the player's turn. So I'm going to wait to greet the storm and give myself 4 to dodge.
Okay, sure. Cool. So that's those 2 turns. Ollie, you're up.
My turn? Oh god.
Yes.
I was still trying to figure
Or,
out
well,
where.
technically, it's your team's turn. If y'all just want to follow the order as it is, you can. But Crenshaw's already acted. Any one of you 3 could go that are left. Up to you guys.
So I have a question.
Sure.
Sure.
Pistol does come with the silent tag, so I assume this is like a
It's suppressed.
spy movie silencer.
Yes.
That would therefore be reasonable that I could use that, since even if I shoot him with a pistol, I can choose not to kill him with it.
Correct.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Well, if you've already got a plan.
Yeah. Do you guys want me to kneecap him? Since he turned around and thwarted our ambush.
I mean, it would make it more difficult for him to go somewhere.
Perfectly fine. What? I have a quick question, Zach. What
Yep.
scale?
Hmm?
What is scale?
So essentially, scale is it applies to a certain type of scale, like a category, like such as power or defense or speed or whatever. It matters in comparison to things. If something is less scale than you are in that category, you get +2 enhancement against that thing. On a relevant test. And if you are 3 or more levels of scale above a thing that you were trying to affect, you get like narrative control over what happens.
Okay.
So, for example, if somebody were to, I don't know, shoot you with the main cannon of a tank, it would outscale you by a significant margin, and I could just say you die,
Right.
as an example.
Okay. You could kneecap him. Brandon's just waiting to counterattack after stunning the dude, and he basically tanked it.
Failing to stun the dude.
Well, he dodged.
Yeah.
Oh, he died.
He defended, yeah.
Yeah, that guy moved out of the way.
I don't feel confident in my melee skills, but you know what? I'm also going to spend a point of inspiration for funsies.
Well, we
Okay.
haven't decided who's actually taking this turn.
Do you guys want me to go?
Let Ollie do it?
Yeah,
Or what are we doing?
That's perfectly fine. Either way, I'm going to be having to spend a point of inspiration at some point.
It sounds like I'm going.
Kneecap him. Do it.
Yep.
I'm making an executive decision.
Okay. Take a shot. 7 successes.
Cool. That's not including any enhancement
He's
from what
Currently
Brandon
still
gave.
defense 8 right now.
Cool. That is not including any enhancement from what Brandon gave.
Okay.
Also, this is definitely
any.
in momentum territory.
Well, Brandon
So-
didn't give enhancement to you. He did stuff for himself.
Okay.
I mean,
Right.
that's
It was
anything.
just counterattack that he spent on, right?
Yes.
Okay. In which case, do you guys mind if I spend 2 from the momentum pool to successfully hit this guy?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. It's going down to 3. That. 2. Yeah. There. That is 9 now.
Cool. You have enough to afflict an injury and spend 1 other stunt.
Okay.
You have 1 point left for a stunt. This is you're shooting. This is ranged.
Yep.
Well, this doesn't have automatic. You can apply pin down, which gives a plus. You spend 1 point. It gives a +1 for each. For the next attack, he does a +1 complication.
I will do that actually, because that
Because
makes
if he
sense.
doesn't
for
pay it
kneecap.
off, he'll take another injury condition.
Yep.
So you start just popping off several shots. So you take a shot on him. You do successfully hit him.
It should be noted that my attack also has, in case any of it matters, the deadly, brutal, and piercing tags.
I need to look at what those do.
I am, pulling them up now.
I've got at least some of those on my sheet. I can screenshot them for you.
Deadly. It requires an extra success on a first aid roll to heal it off.
Okay, that's not
Brutal
relevant
is the critical stunt goes one less success. And then piercing is it lowers his armor by 1, or reduces his armor by 1.
Okay. Sure. Cool. Let's see. Well, he's not wearing any armor, so that doesn't do anything. Cool. Yeah, you inflict a injury condition. I mean, where is? No. Okay. Yeah, you shoot him in the leg, and you see the exposed flesh through the rip in the jeans, and you almost see it like tense in a weird way, like it tightens and almost hardens a bit. The shot does not go as deep as you expected it to.
Mm.
You did hurt
Yeah,
him though.
like-
There's blood running down his leg.
Yeah, because as he counters Crenshaw, I just decide, you know what? I'm not going to stun gun this man. I'm going to pistol him. And I just kind of lean out from behind our SUV and take the shot.
Okay. So that's that. Out of the two of you, who's acting next, Ollie or Syndra?
It sounded like you had a thing you wanted to do, Ollie.
Kind of. I just know that I'm going to be using this thing realistically.
Okay.
I'm just going on my turn. I guess I'll just go ahead and take it. I'm going to spend an inspiration to use the bigger they are gift to
Sure.
reduce the scale by 1, and if there is a significant difference of scale, still, I'm not going to be affected by the scale, hopefully.
Yeah, let me double check.
You don't have to spend an action for it. You just spend an inspiration, so you still
it's
take your turn.
correct.
Yeah.
No, I know that's why I'm kind of just I'm just going to spend the bigger they are, but it's only for a turn.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. One round.
I
When in conflict with an opponent of higher skill, you reduce the difference in scale between you by your highest inspiration facet, but not to less than 0, and ignore the rule that says you have no effect on an opponent with a scale difference of 3 or greater. So you're both more effective against high scale foes, and you always have a chance against them regardless of their scale. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So that is active for a round.
That is active for a round. I'm also gonna. I realize the stun gun's not gonna work. I'm gonna smack him with the colossal baton instead.
Sure. Roll and tackle. He is still
Weird.
defense 8 because we're still in the same round.
Absolutely mugging this man.
Oh god, I'm not gonna be able to hit him now, even with that.
I mean, you can still inflict bad penalties on him. The more complications he has to buy off, the harder it is for him to beat the shit out of us.
Does that really say Skyrim guard?
Yes.
Okay.
It
Okay,
also
so
didn't
just
show the
kidding.
description, but I added in the description, say what one more time.
What do I? Oh, okay. So that's gonna be close. Hold on. I'm sorry. My web browser decided to do a weird thing in Flash. I assume that's Dex Smite Enhancement +1. I get nothing.
Yeah. Go ahead and gain a momentum to the pool. That 3 becomes a 4.
I'm gonna have to refresh the browser. Something happened on my end.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be your turn anyways, so you deal with that. Syndra.
Yeah.
You're up.
All right. I am going to spend my action, since this just got more complicated, rather than immediately trying to stun gun it, to use my mastery Lavoyant. It's one of the Daughters of Jacobin future sight things.
Mhm.
Under system, it says spend an action to learn an opponent's goals during a combat. For the rest of the scene, whenever the target acts toward those goals, the assassin gains 2 enhancement to act to prevent them. Additionally, if the opponent attacks them, I can spend an inspiration to gain access to the following defensive stun. And it's counterattack for 2 successes. I can make an immediate attack that doesn't take my turn and also gets the enhancement bonus from the prerequisite mastery. The
Okay.
big thing is the enhancement at the moment, I think. And learning the goals too.
Well, his goal right now is to kill all 4 of you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Understandable.
You can sense his murderous intent.
Such spiritual pressure.
Yeah.
And that is my action.
Okay. Cool. He gets to go.
Yes.
Let's see
Yeah, so
here.
it's kind of like a sort of a glare at him, but that's it.
So you shot him and are actively shooting at him. The taser can be forgiven. The
No.
gun?
Oh no.
No, sir. How far away would you say you were standing?
The length of the SUV. So that's
Mhm.
what, 5, 6 feet away.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
You're still within
Um,
I'm kind of relying on my more immediately threatening friends to screen for me. Please don't let me
yeah.
die.
Well, you should have drawn aggro.
I'm sorry, I'm good at my job.
Yeah. He's going to push past the anybody who's in the way, gunning after the person that's actively shooting.
Motherfucker.
He is not pulling any weapons. He just drops his bag, charges, and goes to throw a punch. And let me double check I have all the numbers on this. Yes, I do. Oh, yeah, baby. So it's a
Fucking
defense. Would you like to
ow.
roll defense to
I mean,
potentially... You can
I'm-
roll a defensive reaction, which is similar to Curseborn, and where you roll a appropriate defensive.
Yeah,
so
it has to be
would
one of my resilience, right?
Yes, it has to be a resilience.
So I'm going to choose resolve because I have 5 dots in that.
Yes, that makes sense. So roll your 5 dice.
All right. Just pulling. Shit. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Target 8. Sorry, making a new macro.
Mhm.
That is not enough.
Cool. So you're gonna put 2 into dodge. I take it. What is your defense going to become?
Well, since we start with 1, and that's the only way I found to be able to raise it, I'm at 3.
Well, you have a point of soft armor because of your concealed
And
armor.
a point of
Soft
hard
armor
armor.
increases your overall defense for when it comes
Oh, okay.
to like inflict damage. The hard armor is just an extra health point essentially.
Okay, so then I have 4 defense and then that extra health point. Got it.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. So yeah, he's got 7. He will spend 4 to inflict a damage. That leaves him 3 left. And ooh, yeah, he is also going to go ahead because it's cheaper for him. He's going to do a crit as well. He raw knuckle punches you in the chest.
So
And
that's
you can feel ribs cracking and the wind going out of your lungs as you take 2 boxes of damage.
oof, that bruises me.
Yeah.
Give us
You
all flex.
have never felt somebody punch like that before.
Yeah, that's unnatural.
Yeah. He was like a fucking piston punching into you. You fucking Aeon shit stains. You can't stop the future. And we're gonna roll over to y'all's turns. Who wants to act first?
First off, is that a name we know, or are we like?
You are aware that your project is a part of a greater group known as the Aeon Society.
Okay, so that's not like a surprise.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. I will, if people don't mind, I will go.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still winded.
Done with the stun gun. Pistol it is. I have more dots in this. So going to just his back is to me. I'm gonna put it into his spine.
No one said its quality of life had to be good after we interrogate him.
No one did.
Try to be
So and I'm
polite.
going to go ahead. What?
We try to be polite.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm going to quick draw my pistol and get my enhancement bonus from it. For only 2.
Right now, he has defense 4. The bullet punches through his clothes, and then you see it crumple against his skin.
Fun.
You do technically still have those 2 stunt points if you'd like to spend them on something. You can once again enhance. You could do a pin down technically. He did technically take an injury condition for punching you because he opted to do more damage, so he did take an extra point of damage.
Oh, okay. You know what?
Yeah, he didn't buy off that complication.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a complication that comes with critical, or is it?
It's
No,
a pinning.
I shot him in the knee and gave him the pinning condition. If he didn't buy it off, it hurts him more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I will pin him.
Okay. Spending 2 on pinning. Cool.
Yep.
All right. We will go. That's one person. Who wants to act next?
Oh, did you want to?
I can. I have enhancement, and I'm gonna try to slow him down more. So
Sure.
I assume attacking him when he wants to kill us counts as working against the goal of killing us.
Yeah.
I did also want to ask. I have always ready to go. That gives me bonuses either when I am outnumbered or different ones when I'm against an opponent who possesses superior equipment or weapons. Do those guns count as superior weapons?
No.
Okay.
They're not
It
weapons.
was worth it was worth a shot.
Those sick pythons.
Let's see. Gonna activate the bigger they are. So this is Cast Inspiration, right? Yeah, okay. Cast Inspiration. Reach into the window of our car to grab the actual sword, which I didn't think this would require. I'll kind of just flick the sheath off of it in there. And then as I close this and swing at his hamstrings to try to cut those.
Go for it.
Going full Kill Bill on us.
Yeah. Let's see. Is there? One is, let's see. So this is Dex and Dex 5, Close Combat 4. I have +2 enhancement from the Mastery, and then the Katana had 3, I believe.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Oh, do you not add your enhancement from your weapon?
No, no hesitation. While on the hunt, the assassin's attacks may ignore up to the assassin's highest facet and complications. If there are no complications, the assassin instead reduces the target's defense after they apply stunts.
Oof.
by the assassin's inspiration.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right, 6.
Okay. So
next time.
you're attacking with a bladed weapon. His
Yes.
defense is 2 against that right now.
Oh.
Or 2. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, let me check the other tags on this to see if there's anything relevant. It had deadly's not relevant. Two-handed does give +1 enhancement toward inflicting injury conditions in particular. So that's so his defense is 2. I've got 4 remaining, and then I have +1 for injury condition. Let me pull up the handout for close combat again.
Yep.
Let's see. Is there injury points here? No. I was really hoping there would be 1 4 specifically, like slowing someone down.
You could
I guess
shove.
let's see.
Well, shove,
Let's
feint.
Push them back. There's a knockdown. That's actually pretty good too.
That too.
Yeah, I'll spend a success on knockdown, leaving me 3.
Okay.
See, first success, spend a feint enhancement on your or an ally's next attack against the opponent you're attacking. Just designate the ally. Get enhancements. Okay, yeah, I'll spend 1 on knockdown. Let's see. The inflict damage is their armor. Does he have no armor against a bladed weapon?
He's not wearing any armor at all.
I wasn't sure how his defense worked.
From
what's
what you've
that?
been seeing, it is his body that has been resisting the damage that has been getting dished against him.
Oh yeah, I just mean like I don't know if it counts as soft armor or something. So, wait. So how much does inflict damage cost, like by default? Then
It costs based off of their defense plus any soft armor.
Yeah.
okay.
So in this case, 4.
Yeah. Like the average person is defense 1.
Yeah,
And if they're not prepared, you can break their shit.
Yeah. that makes sense. I
but,
mean, a
yeah.
sword or a bullet goes through just like a random human body pretty easily.
Yeah.
So that costs 4 to do that. Yeah, okay. I'll do the knockdown and the. Do I want to do fate or establish damage? If you could give and some bonus, or no, I'll inflict damage. So I'll use the +1 extra from the sword being 2-handed and the other 3 remaining for inflict damage to go with the knockdown / trip.
Okay. So you're just knocking him down and dealing a point of damage.
Yeah.
And you're faint. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have enough successes left over to faint.
Yeah, you stab him with the sword in the leg where he was already shot. He ends up going down. Weirdly enough, the sword pierces the flesh a lot easier than the bullet did. It immediately cuts deeper, and he lets out a yelp and goes down onto his back.
All right, who's up next?
I guess it's Ali left.
Yep.
We're not trying to stop the future. We're trying to make sure there is one.
I will smack him across the top of the head with a baton, or at least attempt to.
Sure. That's enough to inflict a point of damage.
That's enough to inflict a point of damage.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Hitting him with bashing damage instead of guns.
Yep.
His defense is lower against that. That's the wrong thing to click on.
That makes sense.
All right. Damiana, you're last.
Well, I'm not as good with bashing damage as I am with guns, so I'm going to still gun.
What I
Sure.
was hoping the stun gun would help accomplish, but he
I mean,
full defense me.
Stun gun is bashing still. He just was.
Oh yeah, he full defense me on that round. So
Yeah.
Yeah, firearms have a different type of damage than bashing, so could be good.
So I'm going to once again aim to disable. That's 6 successes.
Okay.
He has 4 defense. I need to look something up.
Okay.
Because I might just killing below him. I just need to know if that actually means I have to kill him. No, I can just purchase inflict damage for 1 success.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend a point of inspiration as Apollo kicks in, and I killing below him. For I will inflict damage, and then I will inflict damage again for 1 success. I have 1 extra success, so I will pin.
Does it say it lets you buy inflict damage multiple times?
It says you may purchase the inflict damage stunt a second time for 1 success.
Okay. So you get to inflict 2.
Yep.
Man, that's good.
Is a big deal. Yeah.
Yep.
You while he's down, you stand over him and you just start pumping shots into his chest. You can see the skin kind of resisting the bullets at first, but finally like begins to bruise, and as you unload, it finally starts to punch through and he falls unconscious before you're at risk of killing him. There is
Alright,
a pile of warped bullets that have accumulated around this man.
Alright, I'll clean up. You guys get this man into the car, and I'll take his. I'm
Shit,
gonna
I touched my
rummage through his pockets for his keys.
Yeah, actually, we might be able to save some time. I'm gonna reach into his pocket for his phone.
Sure. Grab his phone, grab his keys.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to unlock it with his fingerprint if it has one of those.
Yeah, you're able to do that.
Yeah. And I'll see which if he's actually, you might still have a map software up or app up if he does.
No map up.
Damn. All right. Well, it's worth a shot.
Yep.
All right. Let's keep going.
What are you doing with him?
Gonna fucking tie him up and someone sit on his back with a gun pointed to the back of his head.
Okay.
I don't know if the gun is quite as scary. Maybe use a knife. Based on what
Has
worked
the
in what
dude in
didn't.
the truck woken up to our commotion?
Not from what you've seen. If he has, he's not making himself known.
Yeah, luckily, this guy didn't just start screaming for help. He decided, yeah, I'm gonna fuck these people up.
Yeah.
And he was
He's
incorrect.
definitely out to kill us. I'm gonna wipe the blood off of the blade that's there before putting it away.
The cashier.
They're still inside. You can't immediately see them.
I think we're fine. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Same plan
Um,
as before.
I'm gonna
Grab his
start
truck,
picking up
follow
some
us.
of the dented shells.
Okay. One of you follows protocol, sends a message. Says,
That's me.
we had an incident here.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's an acknowledgement. A crew's being tasked. You all, where are you driving? Where are you going?
Might as well keep going in the same direction.
Okay. You taking his truck?
Believe last we talked about it, we were going to take both.
Yeah.
You're taking
I'm driving his truck specifically, and the others can babysit him in the car or drive.
Cool. Where are you planning to go?
Fucking away from here.
Stop by a no-tell motel. That way we can
Okay.
interrogate.
Sure.
Yeah.
You
Does it
stop.
look like he's gonna bleed out or anything? Or
No.
Okay.
It is strange how durable yet not this man is.
Very specialized durability.
You all stop somewhere. Some of his injuries are already recovering. He does eventually start rousing. You've got him tied up on a bed. He starts waking up.
I wakes up to my sword pointing at his face.
Doesn't immediately do anything.
Yeah, it's the one that worked the best. So, all right, let's not get too hasty. We just
What?
need to
Decided
know.
you didn't have the stomach for it anymore.
No, we need to know where you're going.
Bite me.
Tempting, but we see how well your body can do against even bites.
This did work just about as well as it does against everything else, though. Just kind of move the sword around a little bit.
For now.
Well, now is when matters.
You can't stop the future.
What is it that the future holds exactly?
Change. A better world.
That's incredibly non-specific.
Once
you know what the
again,
incredible
bite
part
me.
about you know what the incredible part about being bullet resistant is? Is that means I get to hit you that many more times. It's great. I will just hold my pistol to his knee as it's like, so we can either play this the really simple way. You answer our questions and we move on, or we drag them out of you every single way that we can think of, which means just the whole litany of ways to remove it from you, be it forcibly, painfully, involuntarily, while you're pissing yourself. We don't care. We want answers. You're going to give them. You can either make that process really easy, or we can make it just terrible.
Alternatively, go fuck yourself.
Ah, I see. I put one into his knee.
Sure. Similar situation, you see the skin hardens in response to the bullet.
Oh, cool. That means I can just do it again.
But there is a moment where he starts straining, every muscle tightening. He starts to, you see it in his hands. There is a orange light coming from within the skin. And his restraints break away as he flexes, breaking them free.
Oh, that's a problem.
And
Ah, shit.
the room begins to heat up.
Oh,
And his eyes begin glowing a fiery red.
Can I smack him?
Well, as you're getting ready to swing, he begins to engulf in flames. And for a moment, he's roaring. And then he's screaming. And there's a piercing whine. And he fucking explodes.
oh,
Oh,
You all are covered in remains.
what do I see driving in the other truck?
we do that in
You
the,
are in an in-room, my guy.
Yeah, in the
Oh,
motel.
this is after we drop off. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why I missed that.
Huh. Are we okay? Like, did that hurt us at all, or no?
You're
righty.
mostly fine, but yeah,
Ah, ah,
That is thoroughly.
no,
Ugh.
that wasn't at all what I expected.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
I've seen a few exploding bodies before, but that's a first.
Yeah, it didn't look
Yeah.
like he had a bomb in him. He just became a bomb.
Yeah, I've never seen a glow like that from someone.
Crenshaw will take out a handkerchief and wipe his face. Is like, well, that's unpleasant,
Yeah. Oh
and
man.
also not helpful.
No. All right, I'm
Do
gonna
we
send a
still have
message back
phone?
to. Yeah, I still have it.
Okay, I'm gonna take
I'm
a
gonna
look at
send a
that.
message with. Yeah, here you go. I'm gonna send a message with my phone back to our people and explain to them what the hell just happened.
Yeah, make sure you fill
Okay.
them in on the bullet resistant part.
Yeah.
You get a message back saying, make sure you're not being followed. Somebody might have tailed you, might be covering up, trying to stop you.
Got it. I'm gonna
Oh,
take a peek
also,
out the window toward where the vehicles are parked. Also, what?
also let them know that they knew what Aeon was.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing too.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
That's a big
We're
thing.
aware.
Oh,
Cool.
lovely.
I'm gonna dig around on his phone.
Sure. What are you digging for?
Well, first let's either change the password or turn off the decryption.
Something like
That's
that.
easily done.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
What are you
Uh,
looking for?
I'm gonna look around either for communication or directions.
Cool. You find very little in communication that's of interest to you. No explicit directions. However, you know technology. You do open the map app, and you are able to sift through the recents to find the anomaly. A place out Midwest. Out in Kansas. Bumfuck nowhere, it looks like. Doesn't line up with any of the other frequented addresses that show up in his recommendeds.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a leap.
What
It
Google search
could
can I
very
do?
well be the place.
What does Google Maps tell me?
It's a farm in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Jesus, Clark Kent. All right.
well, it tracks with the locations we've seen so far.
So question. Has anyone
Yeah.
here ever encountered a person that just spontaneously explodes?
I don't know.
Again, I've seen people explode before, but not like that.
No, I've never seen anyone explode under.
I've made people
Oh.
explode before, but not like that.
Yeah. I know they talked about special abilities, but like, I don't know, this
That's
is a bit
something
weirder than I
else.
expected.
See, special abilities, being bullet resistant the way we saw the bullets happening, that makes sense. The explosion, that's just weird.
Looks definitely more dramatic than a cyanide pill. I'll give him that.
Yeah, no shit.
We should make sure that we're not being tailed. Keep an eye on the vehicles out there and probably rotate through doing that, get cleaned up, and then get moving later.
Yeah.
You look outside and you don't see anybody. Nobody
Perfect.
that marks as suspicious to you, anyways.
All right.
Mm,
Assume there's only one shower, so we're gonna have to take turns.
Yep.
Since I've never seen a hotel room with more than one, so
Cool.
I'll I'll take first watching.
Yeah. You all get clean, have your watches, do whatever. Hit the road.
Hit the road, Jack.
You make the long drive from where you are out to Kansas.
Bless you.
but
Um, and you will be seeing the farm in the distance as you are cresting a hill. We're going to wrap there for tonight.
Fair.
All right.
Yes. So probably
Uh,
2 sessions.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that
Yeah.
means we're
In fairness, this was
not
a long session, so
totally off base.
Yep.
Yeah, good 4 hours. Well, I want to thank everybody for listening in. We hope to have you in the next one. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.
bye bye.